All right. All right, welcome back to Late Night at the Movies on the Late Night Chat Network, everyone. Your first stop for pop culture talk. Welcome back, everybody. And we're here today to record our top 5 favorite movies of 2024 episode. And this is our first annual episode of this. Normally, me and JT, we talk about our 5 favorite movies that we've watched every year. I guess this is our 5th or 6th year that we're going to be doing our annual best of the year, like year-end media review here on the Late Night Chat Network. And stay tuned for that because that will also be coming out. But since we've kind of rebooted this show of Late Night at the Movies, we figured why not do it with the people that we talk about movies with every other week anyways. And we figured, we all enjoy watching movies. Let's talk about some of our favorite things that we've seen this year. This will be our first annual episode of that. Top 5 favorite movies of 2024. Okay, so we're going to go around and we're going to first start mentioning any honorable mentions that didn't make the cut, if we have any. We're going to be highlighting our top 5 favorite movies of the year, but, there might be something that didn't make the cut that are still around our top 10 films of the year that we've seen that we want to mention for honorable mentions. So why don't we go around the table and discuss them? Max, do you want to start us out over here?
Okay,
Yeah.
so you want me to list all my honorable mentions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I made like a top 10, so my 10 through 6 will be my
Oh, sorry.
honorable-
I also do want to mention one other thing.
Yeah.
I do want to preface this by saying all of our picks here today will not be including some things that didn't come out at the time of recording. We are recording
Right.
this in the middle of December. There is, some big movies that still come out around Christmas before the end of the year, all through next week, actually. So the time of this recording, there's some movies like, like Nosferatu, for instance,
Absolutely, yeah.
that we haven't had a chance to talk about. So if you don't see those movies present here, that is because of the time of this recording. We had to try to get it out before the end of the year. So some things, we might talk about again back on the show when we come back in the new year. We might mention, hey, you know what, that may have made my list originally. So I just wanted to put that out there. Also, this by any means doesn't mean that these are the best things that have come out this year. This is just, in our opinion, our top 5 favorite movies that we have seen. There's lots of things that we haven't had time to see this year as well. But stay tuned and watch our bi-monthly shows there when we talk about, or bi-weekly shows, I guess twice a month we try to do it. That's right, I always mix up those. Make sure to tune in and watch us on Late Night at the Movies, because we always talk about things that we're currently watching on the show there too. So if you want to get up to date on that whole conversation, make sure to tune in, like, and subscribe, and watch Late Night at the Movies. All right, go ahead, Max.
So okay, thank you for that. And yeah, that's the one thing I really like about lists is like there's such a marker of time, like exact time stamp, because like lists will just naturally change over time. Who knows like what will happen? There's a lot of holes in personally for me in 2024. I hadn't seen a lot of big movies, and maybe we'll talk about some of them that end up on your guys' list that I might not have seen. So
Right.
so my honorable mentions, so I'll go from 10 through 6. So number 10 is a tie between 2 movies, and these are 2 like blockbusters. They both have monkeys in them. So you guys can guess what they are. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and
Yes.
Godzilla Cross Kong: The New Empire. These are 2 just big blockbuster movies. I had fun with both of them. I couldn't really decide which one I liked more, just because I think I got something different from each of them. I noticed, so the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes movie is coming back. They're kind of starting a new chapter in the saga, and I really like the story direction that this franchise is taking. Like, I really like the story wise of of what's occurring. I guess my only complaint of that movie is I felt like the action department was a little lacking, especially because how strong the action was in the last 2 Planet of the Apes movies. Like, it was really, really good. And it's so funny. It's like, but I did like the movie overall. But the complete opposite happens when I went to go see Godzilla Cross Kong. It's like that movie is just pure action,
Right.
fun time. Did you see it, Nico? Did you see that?
I
one?
haven't seen that. I've seen Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Kingdom of the
I
Planet.
didn't see that. No.
It was just a fun movie, like fun. I really do like this one and the last one that they made.
I've heard good things about them.
Godzilla versus Kong. Like, ever since Adam Weingart came on to the franchise and made these 2 Godzilla versus King Kong movies, they've just been absolutely balls to the wall fun. And I remember seeing it in the theater with my friends, and we were just like, wow, this movie's awesome. Story is non-existent. It's not like a great story or anything, but it's just really good action. Like, it's very, very over the top. I like it.
It's nice to see our ancestors.
Yes.
But Planet of the Apes, like that original trilogy, is one of my favorite modern.
You mean the
trilogies
new
of
trilogy?
Yeah,
the new version,
I love those
yeah.
movies, and I agree with you.
I like the old ones too. I don't know if you've seen
This
them.
was yeah, I have,
Yeah.
but this is definitely, I think, a step in a new, different direction.
I like the story. I like the way
Yeah.
it's going, and the ending, the cliffhanger is really they're setting up future that I'm really like intrigued to see what
Yeah,
happens with this
I
stuff.
think this probably just lands right outside of my top 10
That's
this
fair.
year, but
That's fair.
I still enjoyed it.
You've probably seen more movies than me too, so that's probably
Yeah.
influencing it too. 'Cause
But I did like it. Yeah.
yeah.
absolutely.
So, number 9, I don't know, Challengers.
Well, I haven't seen it. I haven't
Guido
seen it yet.
Guino, the new film by Luca Guadagnino, and it's with
The
Zendaya.
tennis love triangle.
The tennis love
movie,
triangle?
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
This movie, number 1, best score of 2024. Like,
heard
have you
that.
seen it, Julie?
No.
No. Best score of 2024 for me, like music wise, like Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did the score. It is so good. It's
Banger
one.
duo,
They are
man.
the best, and this
Yeah.
might be my favorite score they've done since The Social Network.
Nice.
Like, I think maybe The Social Network is still their like the gold standard for them.
Up there.
But this is just awesome, and the visuals are really good, and the story is not really like particularly great, but the visuals in tandem with the score is just really what makes it for me. That final scene in the movie is like something I always think back to ever since I saw it. I always like go back to and watch that like last 5 minutes. I'm not gonna spoil what happens, but like it's just so beautifully, just so well made, done, so well done. The story is kind of like whatever, but I could only kind of get the feel when I saw that movie that the filmmaker was more interested in the mood, kind of like versus like telling like a story that really kind of holds any weight. I don't even think especially Zendaya. I don't really want to. I don't want to bully her or anything. I just didn't think her performance was so good. But that's not like why I like the movie. I like the movie
Right.
for the things that I just
The
mentioned.
aesthetic of
Yeah,
it.
the aesthetic of it is really, really solid. Number 8, which is such a funny movie, Bad Boys Ride or Die.
I didn't see it.
I really liked it,
Yeah.
and you know this is like this is kind of a thing of like, you know, when they bring back franchises that have been kind of dormant for a long
Yeah.
time, and they usually don't really kind of pan out well, and then people are just like, okay,
Well,
that's it. That's
I heard
it.
this was successful, right?
So,
Like, it did
well,
for
they
them.
did that when they made the last one in 2020 with
I
Bad
heard
Boys
that
for
one
Life.
was kind of slept on.
Did you see that one?
No,
I didn't like that one.
that's what I've heard. I've heard that one's
I-
not
I-
good.
I
But this
didn't-
was a return to form. I heard.
It
this
was
one.
like, and that's the thing is like, you know, if you give your chance like another bite at the apple, another chance,
Right.
it's like that's what I liked about it. It's like with the third one, they kind of got rid of that whole like awkward transition.
Right.
It's like, and the fourth one, I mean, they kind of got rid because you've already been reintroduced to these characters,
Right.
so now they can just kind of just be like who they are, and it was a much improvement. I really did not like the third one. I don't know if I rewatched it if I will like it as much or not, but the fourth one was really funny. I saw it with my friends and we had a great time. It was
Nice.
just laughing from front to start, and Martin Lawrence is really good in it too.
Yeah, he is.
And
I like
Will Smith is forgiven in my eyes. For after
Yeah.
the Chris Rock thing, like yeah, he's like I'm good with Will
He
now.
screwed up. I mean,
Yeah. It's like yeah, it's
Got a new
absolutely-
gem out there now.
He does with Joyner. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, does he? Okay,
He
nice.
does, yeah.
Shout out to Will Smith. Number 7, The Apprentice.
Oh, the
Donald Trump movie?
yeah.
Those movies, that movie probably has like
Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan,
Yeah.
who honestly I didn't think much of as an actor personally.
good.
He is good, but I didn't really like. It's not. He didn't wow me in any way. Like I guess because just maybe he wasn't given the chance. You know,
Right.
I know him for Winter Soldier and then just like bit parts here and here
Sure.
or whatever. But now he has like a role and he killed it, man. Like I really hope he does get. I mean, I know the Oscars don't really mean anything, but I do hope he does get recognized in some way for the performance because I think it was a really standout performance by him as Donald Trump, and just not even so much as doing like a good Donald Trump impersonation, but
Right.
just the transformation he does from the start of the movie to end of the movie. He did it very
And
seamlessly.
the dude from Succession's in that
Success,
too,
and that's what I was gonna
right?
get to. Jeremy Strong, they both killed. He
Yeah.
also, I think,
Yeah.
really does.
He's really
He's
good.
another guy I would like to see get an Oscar nom if that happens their way. And that's another movie that is like, wow, the acting. I think irregardless of like how you feel about Donald Trump on the political front, I think it is a very interesting movie and with very
Right.
good acting, like
Right.
solid through. And then number 6, the last of my honorable mentions is what I think is probably the best, probably pure action movie is Monkey Man with Dev Patel, right? And I
I
thought
heard
seen
about
that
that one,
either.
but
you
I
guys,
haven't
I
seen
know
it.
Jay's seen it.
Yeah,
and,
Jay
I-
loved it.
Yeah, I liked
Yeah,
it too
yeah,
a lot, and that's like I know a lot of people were making the comparisons to like John Wick because I guess because
India and John Wick was
India,
the selling
that's
point.
like the
Yeah.
tagline of the movie because
Yeah.
I think maybe because they both wear a suit or whatever.
Right.
It's not like John Wick. It's more like do you guys know Tony Jaa? Tony
Yeah.
Jaa from
Yeah,
like
I know Johnny Jaa. Yeah.
Ong Bak and it's
Yeah.
more like something like that even
Yeah.
like or maybe like a Bruce
That's
Lee.
Krav Maga type fighting.
No, it's not
like-
Krav Maga.
isn't
He
it?
does Muay Thai.
Oh, Muay Thai.
Muay Thai, and
Yeah.
it's in that movie.
the one where it's like elbows.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah, and it's very
yeah.
similar in like tone and setting, but it's also like a Bruce Lee movie where it's like he's gotta like, especially the towards the end where he's gonna like fight baddies and then level up from the building to building,
Right.
like going from
I
level.
want to watch it.
You should check it out. It's a really good, really well made action film and with a lot of style and swag.
Nice.
And Dev Patel has been like rising in my eyes. Like he's
Right.
he's one of the
So
ones.
just didn't make the top 5. That one, Monkey Man.
Just
for
didn't
you.
make the top
Okay.
because the top 5 is really what like
Okay.
I feel strong about.
Right.
But by
That's the
10
whole
to
point of
6,
it,
great
yeah.
movies that I
Yeah.
loved and that I saw them in theaters and then I saw every single one in theaters except for Apprentice and Challengers. That one I
Okay.
watched online, but
Right.
just that's another thing that makes my like list for me is like how good was the experience when I saw
Yes.
it, like who I was
Has
with.
a lot to
and
do with it.
it's
for
really
sure.
really the day of and like
Yeah.
kind of stuff like that, and that has a huge
Right.
influence on me. So that's me. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. All right, Jay. Any honorable mentions for you that didn't make your top 5?
I got quite a few.
Yeah,
Nice.
hit us with them.
Where am I? I'm on my wrong page. Sorry, buddy.
No worries.
But yeah, I was there with Max too with
Planet of the Apes?
Planet of the Apes,
Yeah.
but I didn't know whether to put them, which one to put first because I really enjoyed Planet of the Apes. I've always enjoyed the whole series, like from beginning to end,
Me too.
in that sense. And I like to see the little bit of change that's going through and seeing where it's going to go, what kind of direction it's going to go in. But it was also that Godzilla versus Kong,
Yeah.
because I didn't get to watch -1 this year.
Me neither. I missed out on
Oh,
that
I
one,
love
too.
-1.
I heard that's a really good
Yeah.
I
movie.
didn't fucking want to read a movie, so I
Read a
It's
movie.
good, man.
but you understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It just wasn't. I would love to watch it because it looks so.
They put out the
action-packed.
black and white version now too.
Yeah, I
which is,
heard about that.
Very cool.
Minus color or whatever it's
yeah,
called.
yeah.
But it's very enjoyable to watch the two of them kind of like fight and then team
fun
up.
movie.
And then team up in a sense like that. So I didn't know which direction to go with those two, whether they were going to be 9 or 10 or whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
But I'll leave those ones up to you guys. And
When I saw that Godzilla vs Kong movie, the whole time I was in theater, I was like, like that the whole time. Like just the action sequences are fucking awesome.
No, it was good. It was interesting, like, you know what I mean. And it's not something that I probably would have put up there for. I mean, I didn't watch as many movies as probably all of you guys put together.
You watched a lot more than usual this year.
This year
though,
I
as
did
a result
watch a
of
lot.
doing this show. I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, you did.
I feel like I
Right.
watched less this year than I did in 23.
It's been busier.
But
right?
yeah,
It
yeah.
happens.
It,
Yeah.
and then that's what it is. And I've been fucking killing myself, like I said, with TV shows. But that's another whole, totally different episode.
That's a way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a whole different episode. I liked Godrich with. I'll put that one under
Michael Keaton.
with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Nice.
Older guy, little bit of a neat storyline to it. And I don't want to give too much away with you guys, but it it's a little sentimental, a little bit, you can take a lot out of it. It all depends on how when you watch it. Like, so a lot of these movies too, I noticed that maybe if I go back and rewatch it again in the same year, it might fall in a different phase.
I feel like just like there's people that are mood readers though. JT's a mood watcher. I feel like when it comes to movies, there's certain headspaces. I feel like you're not.
You need to be in.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
like music, but it's just like music with me,
yeah.
right? I look at it the same way.
But you know how like
So-
with TV though, there's like appointment television for you where
Yeah.
no matter what kind of mood you're in, you're gonna gravitate towards watching it.
Yeah.
I'm like that way with movies, but it seems like you have to be in the right like kind
have
of
to be in the
mood
mind
to check something out.
Yeah.
I'm the same way actually.
I have to relate to it a little
Like
bit.
I won't watch
too,
a
right?
sad movie for horror if I'm not in the
Well,
mood
that's
for it.
fair. That's
but
a little
I-
different though. But he's like
I need to
even
relate to
more
it.
different. Yeah, in that regard.
I need to find something that I can relate to when it comes to
I've
that.
noticed that about Jay, like, because like there's readers, there's mood readers, like people that can only read certain genres of books and stuff like that. Like Christine, she's a mood reader, right? Like, so I'm like I plan on reading this book. I'm gonna read it. You know what I mean? Like I don't bounce
It's
around.
the assigned time slot.
Yeah,
I don't care
yeah,
what.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. This is the schedule.
As you know, exactly.
So where am I at now? Number 7. I was gonna throw in Twisters.
Oh,
I want to see
Twisters.
that. I
Yeah,
want to see
I
that.
did actually get to
For
watch
Daddy
the rest of
Glenn,
the thing.
but,
Yeah, but it's actually
Your boy Glenn Powell.
It's not Helen
Zaddy
Hunt, not no Helen Hunt, but you know what I mean. It was.
It's
it
not
was
as
really
good as
no.
Twister,
but it
right?
was.
Which I also
it had
haven't
some
seen.
good funny
You ever seen
moments
the
to
real
it.
one? The regular one?
No.
The first one?
No.
Wow.
No, it has its funny moments in it too, right? Which with the
It's not
the way that
bad.
yeah. So it's something that I wanted to throw up there as an honorable
Sure.
mention. And what's it called? Smile too. I really like that one.
I
I
like
want to
Smile
see that
too.
too. I want to
I
see
like
that.
Smile 2. Smile 2 is
Right.
really good.
Yeah, and I didn't,
This was a good year for horror,
Yeah.
period. This
It
was a
was.
really good year for horror. I could have easily just made a top 5 of horror movies. this
That's what I
year.
thought. When you
Some of them are in there. I mean,
so, but yeah, that's what is that 6 now or one more?
no, if you want to give us one more, yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
I didn't know if I had number
I think
6.
it is. I think it was 4. you
I
gave
had
us.
Trap, which was a fucking weird movie.
M. Night
dude.
Shyamalan? Yeah.
That was a weird movie, but I really did enjoy it. I did, I thought it was different. It was
gets
corny,
a little ridiculous at a
Yeah.
certain point,
but there's sometimes when you
it's
can
not
fall
bad.
for it. You can get it, you can understand it, and it's corny, but it's
No, I enjoyed
relatable
it. I
corny.
enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, it's
I
relatable.
enjoyed it. M. Night is back, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
no, but I don't know how back he is.
I do
but
like
he's
Josh
back,
Hartnett too.
right?
He's
So
solid.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's coming back too, Josh Hartnett.
He's had a good couple of years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bro, he was in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, and he was in Black Mirror too. He
That's
killed
right.
that shit.
And that was a great episode.
That was a really good.
That was with Jesse
Aaron
from
Paul.
Aaron Paul,
Yeah.
from Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a really good episode.
That was good.
Probably the best one of the.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it for your honorable mentions,
Yeah,
then, Jay?
I can say a
Those
few
are good
things. I know.
ones.
I've
Yeah,
had
good-
a
good
few,
choices.
but I said I honestly I have a lot that are hard to
Well,
fall between 5.
Stay
one and 5
tuned.
this year.
If there is more, we will hear about it in our year-end media review. Me and Jay do, as I mentioned. Make sure to check that out in the feed. But yeah, we'll move over to
What's your name?
what's your name again?
It's not Leslie.
Yeah, I thought
That's all
he
you
was
need
going to
to
say
remember.
that. I honestly thought he paused for that reason, and I was like, oh shit, here we
No,
go.
I was setting you up.
Yeah, I know.
I'm struggling of what order to have these in, so maybe just disregard the.
Any order of honorable mentions?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Very arbitrary.
Yeah, mine's gonna be a little bit.
That was just our approach to do like a top 10 and
Yeah.
the 5 honorable
Well,
mentions.
I do a top
yeah.
10
the
irregardless.
audience,
Even if
too.
when I was not on this show, I was always making like
Yeah.
top 10.
My dilemma was that I feel like I didn't see that many movies this year, but I was able to pull 10, so I guess
Yeah.
I did see quite a few.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, just mention any ones that didn't make the top 5. I
my
guess,
10
at
to
this point.
6, they're
In no
not
order?
even necessarily movies that I liked. They were just things that I saw this year that I was like, I'm gonna say.
You can do a quick commentary on
Yeah.
them then, yeah.
I think I'm struggling with the order, but like number 10, I wrote down Spaceman. Anybody remember that
Adam
one? That
Sandler.
was so early
on
this year.
Netflix.
I didn't
yeah,
see
yeah.
it.
I didn't see it either.
I didn't see it, yeah.
It-
It looked
Oh, I did
weird.
see it.
Yeah, it's like a little spider.
spider.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm good.
I
it was.
forgot.
I love
I
Adam.
forgot I even
forgot
seen
that
that.
it was this year.
I just forgot I even seen it. I was
There's
like, because I think
It
I
was
had, later on I
long- it was
watched
the beginning
Uncut
of the year.
Gems again, so it fucking threw me off.
The problem is that people are forgetting about movies that are on streaming services.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a
finding.
true. That's a good point.
Yeah,
Very
like
much.
like even if you go to search up a list of
Yeah.
films from the year, streaming services are not represented the same way
Not really,
for
no.
films.
It's
right?
rare that a
Yeah.
streaming service movie ever kind of holds high for
But
me.
sometimes now you're getting movies that are same day and day, like same, or going to streaming services a week or two out from being
Yeah.
in
In the
theaters.
theater,
so
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
and then it look.
Where else are they gonna go? You're
Right.
not gonna be able to fucking buy them in a DVD anymore because nothing
think
goes
that
with a
hit-
fucking DVD.
Physical
that-
media is actually making a comeback.
I think
lately.
that happened with.
Yeah,
I
because
don't know
things
if
are getting
it's-
ripped off of streaming.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if it makes either of your list, but I think that's what happened with Hitman.
They
I think they
expire.
put it in streaming and then they put it in.
That's what happened with Hitman.
Yeah,
That's
Their
what
yeah,
happened with
rights,
theaters at
Hitman.
the
their
same
rights
time.
to the media expire after a while, so they go
Yeah.
off the streaming services after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'm pissed off about PS5s not having.
CD slots.
Yeah.
in
That's the problem, right? Like I
don't
know
like that.
They don't
Trust
even
me.
offer that option anymore.
They
They
do,
do,
but you have to buy it separately now.
It's like
more
$100.
expensive.
They're
more.
taking the Apple approach
I don't
where
like
you don't come
that.
with accessories.
I don't
either.
like that at
I didn't
all.
upgrade to the new
That is
PS.
kinda
I didn't
stupid.
get
You
it.
didn't get it?
No.
If I got the
Did he?
non-disc version, and I was
No,
like,
I
"What the
refuse.
fuck are you doing?
There's not that
We
much
can't play any of
differences.
these
There's
old
not that much
games."
differences. This is just a footnote to the next one. I'm just gonna wait. I'm not getting the new
I
one.
guess. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's a side note.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spaceman, I guess I have mixed feelings about it. It wasn't a great acting example on Adam Sandler's part, I feel like.
Okay.
But it wasn't like a terrible movie. It was just kind of like a meh.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. Long Legs is near the bottom.
So that's your top 10?
I've only seen 10 things
Right.
this year. That's what I'm saying.
Oh wow.
This
okay.
is not like these are good
Yeah.
movies to me. They're just like these are my honorable mentions
Right.
of things that I saw. Longlegs. I think we remember that I didn't.
Yeah.
Longlegs.
I think Longlegs is probably the biggest movie that I missed out on.
It fucking was.
It did feel like a
overhyped,
cultural
man.
moment, kind of like, and
It
that's the
was.
one that I kind of just whizzed by. I do want to see it though eventually, like one
You
day.
should, but I think it's. I think it was a great example.
It had people
of what,
very divided.
of what advertising firms and trailer people
I
can do
agree.
for a movie, and for it
It's
to
magic.
Me and Julie
fully-
included in the
Oh
very
my
divided.
God.
No, it was
Yeah,
a very
yeah,
loud
yeah,
marketing
yeah.
campaign. I do remember that.
The
yeah.
marketing campaign was great. It
Yeah.
made it look way better.
I
than
agree
it
with
fucking
Julie
was.
that the marketing campaign made it look better than it actually.
They went gangbusters, and then it
So it was better than the final product. You agree
the
with that too?
trailer was. Trailers made it look
Yeah,
better.
that sucks when that
I
happens.
did not love it. But it's in my
Yeah,
10. It's
yeah.
in my honorable mentions, things that I saw. The Watchers I also have on here.
Which one is that?
That was M. Night Shyamalan's daughter's movie.
Oh yeah. She made a movie.
Yeah, it was okay. It was
She
okay.
also was in Trap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trap is the next one on my list.
Okay.
But and yeah, same thing. I was just kind of like, this didn't really fit for me. I don't know. These are all very meh to me. The Watchers was like, the concept was kind of neat. I just didn't give a shit about anybody in the movie because they didn't give it enough time to like. They didn't let it cook long enough.
Right.
I feel. I was like, there's too many people in this movie. I don't give a shit about any of you. I do not
Right.
feel invested.
Right.
Trap. I don't know. I didn't. I just. I don't know. I don't know what it was that I just didn't love.
It was a
about that. It
watch.
just didn't come together right.
Yeah, it was a watch.
Yeah.
That's really what it was at the end of the day.
Okay, and then the one I have at number 6, and I feel like it belongs at number 6 because I did like it, but it's not making my top
Right.
5. Was Maxine
You're right.
because
Yeah.
I didn't see.
I saw
I
it
any-
too.
forgot about that one. when
I
was
saw it
making this
too.
List,
Yeah.
But it would have made my list anyways. But yeah.
That's his name on his birth certificate.
Good job.
Oh, cool.
You know what though? I gotta say, and I'm a big fan of
I didn't
Mia
see.
Goth.
Mia Goth
She's
and,
awesome.
and Ty West,
Ty
or
Ty
whatever, the
T,
one that made
whatever.
them, whatever. Yeah, it is Ty West. I think that's the weakest of the trilogy.
I agree.
I haven't seen. I didn't see the.
Didn't
I-
see Pearl?
No.
Oh my god.
I saw Pearl.
Pearl's the best.
I saw.
I
Pearl,
agree.
like,
Yeah, it is
a
the
month
best.
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
I saw Maxine when it was in theaters.
So how do you even have context for
I
this
didn't.
film?
I guess
Oh.
you could still understand it, but you
Yes.
just don't understand the finer details.
I
of what's
went-
Because
going
it's
on.
not on the same character. This one. It's
was
a
an-
different.
It's from the
They-
character from X.
Yeah,
The first
and I
one.
haven't seen that either.
Yeah.
So it was on a day that I went on a whim, and I was just like, I watched the trailer. I was like, oh, okay, this looks fine. I missed any contextual clues, whatever, that said it's part of a trilogy.
Yeah.
And I bought tickets, and I got in there, and I went, and I saw it in fucking VIP.
Right.
And the people that walk around that like, ask you if you want to order drinks or whatever. She was like, oh, okay. So yeah,
Right.
she was just making small talk with me while I was paying for my food. And she was like, so what did you think of like the
I remember you said
the
this.
two movies ahead of this? And I was like, this is part of it.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh yeah. And she was like explaining to me. I was like, fuck, I might not know what the hell's going on right now. But it was fine.
Listen, I
It was
like
good, but yeah,
it wasn't bad, and
It's a little undercooked. I feel
here's
like
the-
it could have
here's
here's
developed
the
a
thing.
bit. you
They
know?
spent too much time homaging other films in it.
I hate
felt
when
like.
movies do that now.
I don't mind
It's real with shit
Sometimes
now.
it's more obvious than others. Where in this one, it was very
It
obvious.
was very
at times.
obvious.
And I felt the ending really fell apart. The movie at the end,
Yeah.
was just but otherwise, like she's excellent in it.
Oh,
I
she's
thought Kevin
amazing.
Bacon was very entertaining in
Yeah.
it. Quite frankly, I thought his character was,
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. There was things I liked about it. It just didn't come together. And if you watch the other movies, I don't know if you'll have
I've
the
seen
same.
It doesn't
Pearl
even
now.
really
You've
make
seen Pearl now.
Now I
Oh,
have.
now you have.
Yeah.
but not X.
No.
Not X. yeah.
Pearl is my favorite out of the whole three. Did you like Pearl? Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay.
You're watching it in a weird order, though. I feel
Well,
like you should have
yeah.
watched.
I think Levi was just watching it one day, and I was like, I guess I should see it.
Yeah.
'Cause it's,
I liked Pearl.
Pearl makes sense
Yeah.
if you've seen it. Like it makes
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's the
sense.
old
Watching
lady
it
that's an
backwards,
ex.
so I'm
That's right.
fucking up the whole.
Very interesting trilogy, but I don't know. The
Yeah.
third one is
Anyways, but she's great. Mia Goth's
I know.
great. She's gonna be in Nosferatu, right?
no. That's what's her name? Lily Rose Depp.
Oh,
Johnny Depp's daughter is
Yes,
the main
yes,
character.
yes. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that
You
one
know
I
that?
feel
No.
belongs in
No.
the top
And,
five. I
Bill
did like
Skarsgård.
it, but
Yeah.
it
You
didn't
know?
make my top 5 just because I'm missing a lot of context
Okay.
or whatever. The rest below that, I'm like, they could be in any order. I
Right.
didn't even particularly love them. They were just in my 10 movies
Right.
I saw this year.
Okay. So mine here,
Number 5.
the aforementioned Long Legs comes in at number.
Oh my
Nice.
fucking god!
Earlier in the year, it was actually in my top 5 at one point because when I first watched it, I really loved the movie.
Uh-huh.
And I do want to preface this by saying, like, I haven't rewatched, I feel like, any of these films since I watched them. So I'm going off of my general reaction, and not only just my general reaction, how it kind of ranks against other things that I've now watched throughout the year. Sometimes it'll move up or down the scale as opposed to, like, you know what I mean? I like this movie better than that movie, so it's here now.
Uh-huh.
Some of these, do require a rewatch, I think, for me to have further kind of commentary
I feel
on them.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take that as you will, but this is from initial reaction and sitting here kind of thinking it over quite a bit too in preparation for this show. But I liked Long Legs a lot. I do agree the marketing was better than the actual maybe film going into it. But again, this is a movie that plays up other great movies like Seven and Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, and it is not those things. They try to subvert your expectations in many ways throughout it. I do think it's pretty well shot throughout. I do like Micah Monroe, the girl who's from It Follows. I love her. I thought she was really good in this movie.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
She was good.
The weird Nicolas Cage moments. The problem is that there's so many people have made fun of that character now outside of the film.
Too much silliness.
That I feel like rewatching it now, even our
It'll ruin
it?
even our beloved Rewatchables podcast now, Bill Simmons does a character now of him, like, you know how they do different voices for the commentary on the movie.
Yeah.
He does a version of Long Legs now, like where he comes in on the podcast and busts out lines from the movie that they're talking about in a Long Legs voice.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And it kind of ruins the character a little bit in the lure maybe of like this weirdo
Yeah.
character in the film for me a little bit. But that being said, I did still like the movie, but some of the story itself, you're right. It kind of, the more you kind of think about it, it kind of falls apart in certain aspects. There's some loopholes. There's some weird, unexplainable stuff that happens.
I just think they dipped their toes into too many pools of genre.
You're right. After our conversation back and forth about it,
Yeah.
you're right. And I only appreciated the film even more so after hearing the director talk about it.
Right.
Okay, well,
So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's always
What
like
you
one
had
of
said.
those things where like I like it more now that I heard his intentions behind it.
Right.
But my initial reaction to it was not like what he, like
Interesting.
I appreciated it more after the fact.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, so I ultimately it just made my top 10, but as an honorable mention, I'll put it in at number 10.
Right.
Can I just mention something that's really funny?
Yeah.
Because I remember when you guys earlier in the summer, you guys were talking about this movie and you liked it and Julie didn't. And
She hated
I just
it.
find it hilarious that it somehow ended up higher on Julie's list than yours,
Mine-
but like
they're
because
the-
of like lack
they're
of movies.
My 4 at the bottom are in
Only
no
because she
particular
hasn't-
Oh
order.
yeah, she has the order.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm doing
I
the
think
same
that's-
approach that Max has done.
Yeah.
This is my top 10, but the 10 to 6 are my honorable mentions. That's the
Yeah.
approach I took.
So
to this.
10 is
He's
long.
thinking of his in an actual numerical order.
Coming in at number 9, though, like you just mentioned, Richard Linklater's Hitman. This
Oh,
was
yeah.
a very enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually had a lot of fun with this. This is
It's a
a
good one.
romantic comedy. It is done by a director who I didn't expect him to do a movie like this, but Glenn Powell, he was great in this. He just dressed up as
I don't know
different
if I know
Hitman,
this one.
and Adriana
Jonah
or Jonah or whatever her name is.
I don't know her name actually.
This Spanish actress who was
She's
in
hot.
Blink. She was in Blink twice this year. The
Yeah,
girl that
she
was
was
in
in there
Blink
too.
twice. She was the Spanish one that was in Blink twice. Oh my God, this
She's
woman is
awesome. She's a
gorgeous.
knockout,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it is just an entertaining, really fun and romantic comedy.
By chance, have you seen? Because we were just talking about Jack Black and the thing. Did you see Bernie? The
No.
Richard Linklater
No.
Bernie.
It's like
with,
a black comedy, right?
have you seen it?
No, but I want to.
If you watch that movie, there is kind of like it's very similar to Hitman in a way. It's like I don't
I
think you would
remember
say.
the plot.
I don't think you would have said that like, oh, Richard Linklater wouldn't have made this. Like it's kind
Yeah.
of similar. Like he
Okay.
does have that trick in his
Some of the
dialect.
movies I've seen by him aren't like this.
Yeah. No, that's fair to say. That's fair to
and
say.
and like you said, it may have got lost in streaming because they like went to streaming. I think
think so.
right afterwards.
Right.
Anyways, it just stuck with me. It is actually a very charming, fun movie. It is a romantic comedy, but it's got good people in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
it's a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously like a lot of these romantic comedies. Coming in at number 8 for me for honorable mentions, I got Conclave. this was wonderfully acted. So many great actors in this
I'm
movie.
looking forward to seeing.
It's so good,
Yeah.
and it teaches you a lot about the inner workings of like the Pope and how that works and how the voting system works. And the way they approach it is like it's really just a parallel to them explaining how American politics works, because you got your liberal popes, you got your conservative popes,
Oh wow.
about the ones that are like, we're going to keep things the old school way. Oh no, we need to accept gay people. We got to accept these type of people and
Yeah.
everybody else, and the more liberal folks that like it. So it's
Very tongue in cheek.
yeah, it's just really like, and it's like a soap opera type of drama. Like something happens throughout it, like constantly, that he Richard, what's his name,
Richard Linklater.
not Richard Linklater.
Glenn Powell.
No, I'm talking about Conclave now.
Oh, Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph.
Yeah, Fiennes. Ralph
Fiennes.
Fiennes.
Oh, he's so fine.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That he is the one that's kind of orchestrating this whole
Yeah.
business, so he has to continually have to deal with every problem that comes up for the
Right.
popes.
Yeah.
The only thing that kind of threw me for a loop is the way that the film ended, and I just didn't know how I felt about it as a
Right.
whole by the end.
Mm.
But it was highly entertaining and excellent acting throughout. I mean, there's all kinds of really
Big
great
cast,
actors
too.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good cast in that one. So I really like that Conclave. Coming in at number 7, Blink Twice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I made your top 10. Nice.
I love this movie.
It's a good one.
I mean, honestly, like it's pretty dark, and it is
really
relevant.
horror
It's
movie?
relevant to today. Yeah, have
Wait
you not
until you
seen
see where it
this?
falls.
Oh man,
Wait till you see what?
My thing, right?
it's
Where it falls from.
yeah, it's not like horror. It's horror, but it's like more like thriller kind
Thriller.
of horror.
Yeah.
I like suspense.
It's
thriller
like,
So
stuff.
this
I
is
don't
Zoe
like-
Kravitz's
Yeah.
directorial debut.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, her
I like
her engaged husband, they were engaged.
Fiance.
Yeah, his engaged husband. Yeah,
Engaged.
listen, it's like
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. They're not
They
together
were
anymore.
fucking together.
Did you not know that?
No.
They were engaged.
Okay.
And
The movie
when
fucked
they,
everything up.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're not anymore.
Because of the movie.
Well,
No.
the movie
Oh, you
came out.
just said
The
that.
movie came out.
Okay.
They did the promo for the movie, and then like 2 months later, they were like, "We are breaking up." And but
Oops.
because of the character that he plays in the film, I think that's why he's saying that,
Oh.
because he does not come off very well. Zoe Kravitz
Yeah.
does not appear in the film.
Hmm.
I think maybe she has a cameo or something.
Does she?
She might in the background or something like that. I
Okay.
think I heard, but she's not a character in
Okay.
the movie.
Yep.
Anyways, it's very relevant to today. All I'm
yeah.
gonna
Oh, yeah,
say
it is.
is Diddy, and I'm gonna leave it
Oh.
at that.
Right,
Okay,
right.
there's some like Diddy type of stuff going on in this
Yeah.
movie. It's very good, very captivating, very dark, and there's some interesting twists and turns in it that I really enjoyed.
Right.
And then that kid from Sixth Sense is in it too. Yeah,
Billy Joel Osment and
he's in it.
Simon Rex is in it.
Simon Rex as well
From
from,
Red
Red
Rocket.
Rocket. Yeah,
was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Okay, and then coming in at number 6, I'm shocked at myself that this didn't make my top 5. I think it did until today. I
Nice.
switched it out for number 6. And that's Alien Romulus.
Wow.
I loved this movie. It is such an
Okay.
entertaining movie in theaters. I know we talked about it
Yeah, yeah.
on Late Night Chat on the episode, one of the ones Jay couldn't make there in the summer. I just thought, again, this is a movie where they ran it back. They replayed a bunch of moments from the original kind of Alien and kind of contextualized it, kind of trying to change some stuff, tried to play some fan servicey type
Mhm.
moments. But for me, it worked as a movie experience. I thought it was a hell of a lot of fun. Some great suspenseful horror type moments throughout. It is by a horror director who did this one.
Fede Alvarez. Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it, and I
Boom.
think the Alien franchise is back, and apparently now it looks for. I know you didn't care for it. Yes,
He's
I
back,
remember.
baby. He's
yeah,
back.
it's back.
Mm.
The Alien franchise is back. It's right. You really did like it.
To
I
me, it
remember you
never.
saying
To me
it.
personally,
Yeah.
it never left. But that's just me.
I like the original ones. This one really fucked. Nah, it didn't do it for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Storyline
that's
didn't
fair.
do it for
Yeah,
me.
That's
I'm
fair.
kind of lukewarm on it too. But
You said as much as
yeah.
well. Yeah, I had a lot of fun in a theater experience.
no, it was a good theater movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I went.
Sure.
I went to
I
see
can
this at
imagine,
theater.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great,
Remember,
great
most of
summer
mine-
horror movie for
Right.
sure.
Okay, so that's going to do it for my honorable mentions. Okay, so let's start around the table, starting back at Max with number 5. Number 5, we'll go down the line at 5 and then
Perfect.
4 around. Yeah.
So number 5, this would probably be number 1 for me if the guy made the movie that I wanted him to make, but he didn't. But I
Okay.
still love the final product, and that's Furiosa Mad Max saga.
Oh
And-
wow.
Yeah, that's my number 5. And if he had made like a proper sequel, because we did Fury Road, was the first episode we did together, like as a reboot thing.
No, Deadpool and Wolverine, I think, was our first.
No,
one, right?
Fury Road was.
Fury Road?
Yeah, it was Fury. Yeah.
Mhm.
Fury Road. If he did like a proper sequel to Fury Road with Max as a main character, like what happens after him, and then just all of the stuff, I would have been like all aboard. You know, he takes a character that was a side character in an important character in Fury Road that Charlize Theron originally played.
Yeah.
But now this is kind of like her origin story, which I don't know if anyone was really like asking for that. And that's kind of like where I kind of like, oh, like I don't really wanted that origin story of that character. I would have rather her just remain sort of like a mystery kind of. But so she does it does an origin story, and Fury Road was like a movie that takes place in like 2-3 days, maybe, like if that. And Furiosa is like a whole kind of saga from childhood to basically it ends at the beginning of Fury Road, essentially. And you know what? Even all those qualms that I had about it, it is still a masterful like movie by one of the greatest action visionaries with George Miller that I've ever seen. Like I love his Mad Max stuff. Like I mean, he's only one of the few filmmakers who's actually like is still in control of the original property that he's made, and that's what makes Mad Max just one of my favorite. You know, not that I'm also named Max too. That's like biasness aside on
Totally why.
Yeah, totally why.
You're named after 2 movies apparently this time, bro.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maxine.
Maxine and Mad Max, Mad Maxine. So then
That'll be the crossover.
So then well, you know, the thing is like
No
if you knew about the history, there was like a lot of like BS that happened on the Fury Road set, like a lot
I
of
feel
tension.
like we talked about it on
did.
the episode.
And so Tom Hardy coming back as Max is like very unlikely.
Yes.
And Mel Gibson is probably also out of the question, even though that's probably what deep down
he's now part of the non-woke.
I wouldn't mind an old man Max, bro. Like I wouldn't mind like if they got an older Mel Gibson to like that like to me that would have been awesome. But
your boy Quentin totally was like not down with it. He said originally.
Yeah, I think he's
like in a world where Mel Gibson is around. Why would you not recast Mel Gibson as this?
It makes no sense.
I get it.
But anyway, so aside from that, this movie is awesome, bro. Like the action sequences, like the highway sequence in this movie is maybe like my top 3 individual scenes of the entire year. It's just well done, well crafted. Anya Taylor-Joy, she's great as a young. She really does kind of embody that like young energy, that young Charlize like Furiosa kind of character that Theron kind of established in the last one. This movie also structurally, speaking of Tarantino, it does kind of feel like a Tarantino flick, like the way it's divided into like chapters and stuff and like segments and parts. And it even kind of, I feel like Anya is kind of like channeling like a young Uma Thurman. It's kind of feeling like a Kill Bill kind of like parallel. I feel like a lot. It is a revenge story of her trying to get back. And Chris Hemsworth is also really good. He was
my favorite part of the movie.
He was awesome too. I really like Chris Hemsworth.
He was hamming it up at like on another level.
He's been killing it. He's been killing it lately. Actually,
he was really good in this movie.
Yeah, no, he's really good in this. And so just overall, like that's what I'm saying. Like if it was the movie that I wanted him to make, which is like a proper sequel to Fury Road, it probably would have been number 1. But even all those qualms like stated, it's still a good movie. It's still just like one of the best movies I've seen this year for sure.
I think for me personally, while I enjoyed it, I think it's in the same area of where Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is. It just didn't make my top 10, but I did enjoy it as well. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, and I know I don't know if this is stepping on
visually
her
amazing
pick, but I remember she said she liked it better than Fury Road. Julie.
Oh, you saw it? You saw Furiosa?
Yeah. And she said she enjoyed it better than Fury Road, but she did not care for it, if you recall. When
I remember. But the thing is,
Fury Road out of the water.
The thing is, I also just love just visually how his movies look, how like the dark clouds and the red clouds and stuff.
Did you end up watching it, Furiosa, Mad Max?
No.
When he like the way his like the world creation that's going on and like all the vibes, it's just perfectly done. Like I love it.
Okay,
so that's for me.
All right, Jay, number 5 for you. Sorry.
Oh, I'm throwing it in there, bro. You gotta believe.
Ah, good for you.
Nice.
Good for you. Yeah. Starring.
Oh, yeah.
You got to represent the family, bro.
Yeah. Well, no, you know what? It's the first one that, like I said, this year that I actually got to see something being made and shot and all that stuff, and you get to see a family member. I got to see my nephew in it acting, and it was kind of cool to watch. You know,
And we did do an episode about
Yeah,
it. You
we did
guys
do-
can go back and watch a whole hour of us talking about the movie after we watched it. Yeah, it's very inspiring.
it's
very great.
I still want to. I want to
to
watch that. I still haven't seen
It's
it.
for all ages, bro. It touches more as you get older, I think, too, as opposed to you know what? It kind of captures both.
It was a sports movie.
Both,
right?
yeah, it
baseball,
kind of captures,
probably, yeah.
but it captures both, like you know, the adult and the parent perspective, so they can both understand in a sense about just friendship and then life and death, really, at the end of the day.
It's a recurring theme in the movies we've been doing lately.
Yeah, I guess
And
so.
it is
I mean, we're all getting
loosely based on
older, right?
yeah.
And then it's
loosely based on
a true story,
true
true events,
story, right?
and it's starring not Owen Wilson,
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson,
Yeah.
and what's the other guy's name?
um,
I'm blanking right now.
oh, Craig Kinnear.
Yeah, Greg
Greg
Kinnear.
Kinnear.
Oh,
Yeah,
Greg
so it's
Kinnear.
got
Oh,
a good
nice.
cast.
I didn't
Yeah,
know he was in
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Greg Kinnear from The Stand. He
Yeah,
was
but
Yeah, Greg
Jacob
Kinnear.
Masvidal, though, the biggest star by far
Sure.
in that one, he
Oh,
killed it. Honestly, he really did. It was so cool. I actually went to a screening with Jay and his family there. 'Cause
Yeah, I remember.
part
He
of the-
invited me. but I
part of the
couldn't make it.
extended family. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, so we
honorary member.
yeah. So
Well, he is.
we had a good time watching it. Honestly, it was really cool to watch it with somebody who was in the movie as well when we went to see. No, it's really
Yeah,
cool.
that must be
I
something.
still got his. We made up some sports cards for him. I have
Oh,
lined up
cute.
in the side room there, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's just it was a good thing. It was just kind of cool, and then you see the whole how he was down there in Texas, and that throws it that adds a little bit to a touch of it where he was down in Houston, and they were doing the red carpet thing for the rollout.
Yeah.
So yeah, to
I
see
saw
him
some of
live
the
on-
footage.
on
Yeah.
Instagram, that
Really
was pretty
exciting.
cool. Yeah, that was pretty
I
cool.
figured it was going to make your top 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
bro.
sure. That's cool.
I couldn't. I mean, I've seen other movies this year that probably caught my attention a little bit different than that, but
Sure.
for sure, I didn't want to put that in my
Yeah.
throwaways.
No, listen. No, that it was a
was
nice
not.
nice movie.
It was sentimental,
Sad.
like It was sad as fuck. After you just give you a gut punch right at the end, it's like, here you go. Boom.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You
bro,
know?
I know. Everyone left the theater. They're like,
Especially,
I'm good.
well, especially the people that probably have kids too at this time.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's a real eye opener, and how
Yeah.
you realize how at one point we were that age, and it just now we're looking at us now. We're
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
You
There you
know?
go.
So it's like a
Speak
reality
for yourself,
check.
but no, right? Julie, you tell.
I'm the oldest
Julia
one in the room.
Knox, or
I'm
the
the oldest
youngest.
one in the room. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Julie.
I gotta fact check myself real quick.
Uh-oh.
I almost did a last minute swap. Almost.
It
I had
happened.
one of those today.
I've been locked in for
I
2
am
weeks.
still
I
locked-
almost swapped my
locked in
4 and 5.
100%.
just
Locked
now,
in, bro.
almost.
Like I haven't changed my list. In, like,
I made a change today.
I'm not even locked 100% in. I don't even think. I gotta just double check what the really good.
You live life on the edge, bro. You're just like spitballing it. You're
I'm
just
sticking
like,
with it.
All right.
I almost swapped my 4 and 5, but I'm
Let's hear
it. Okay.
Number 5 for me is going to be Love Lies Bleeding.
oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
I haven't
one.
seen that
Kristen
yet.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. No, I want
Speaking
to
of
see
Butch
it.
Lesbian,
Yeah.
Sounds,
kidding.
yeah, it sounds
I
like
mean, that's
somebody
what it
on the
is.
period.
It's a lesbian action movie,
It's a
right?
lesbian
Yeah,
action movie.
Yeah, it looks hot.
Love Lies Bleeding. Yeah, it doesn't.
It
Sounds
was
like
good.
a porn.
I liked it. It's the fucking ending, and anybody who else has seen it that's watching
Falls
will know
apart
what
for
I'm
you?
talking about. There is this part where you have to suspend disbelief,
You're right.
and it just
Max, you saw it, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
It-
But that was a movie I know that got a lot of buzz. Like
it was
everyone was talking about
really
it for a
good up
minute.
until the final bit where it's just like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah,
And like
I want to check it out though one day for sure.
it's just wacky at the end, which was out of place comparatively to what had happened so far. It was
Mhm.
just kind of a curveball. But I liked it. The vibes were good. The rest of the movie,
How was Kristen Stewart's performance?
pretty good.
Yeah, she's so
I
good.
don't love her necessarily. I just don't necessarily pay attention to too much stuff that she's done.
Mhm.
But she was really good actually.
Nice.
And I forget the name of the one that plays her co-star, but she did really well as well.
Mhm.
What the fuck is going on over there, man?
my mic's falling.
Oh,
Sorry.
this happens every fucking winter. I feel like.
All I need
Yeah.
is one mic.
On mic.
Yeah, I think it was like it was another one that I feel like I saw a lot of media buzz for, like a lot of trailer
yeah.
hype.
Yeah, absolutely. That
Um,
was a big moment when that movie came
it
out.
was closer to what I anticipated, I think, than the long legs debacle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Expectations were
Thanks for calling it a debacle.
It's a debacle to me. But yeah, no, I recommend that one, and just with the caveat that the ending is a little weird.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
liked it a lot though.
Okay, coming in at my number 5, one
Yeah.
that I just swapped into the 5th slot today was just
From
outside of
6?
the.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think I probably swapped the Alien Romulus with this one.
Snuck in.
The Substance.
Oh, nice.
You know
That
why?
movie was gross, bro.
Listen, the last 20 minutes of this
you seen
movie
it?
are absolutely
Oh, yeah.
gonzo. It goes to
Last 5 minutes?
the last 20 minutes.
Last 20, bro?
Yeah, like the last 20
Last
minutes.
2 hours.
Fucking
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, listen, like the basic
Really?
setup, like this was like Demi Moore's like this
She's
is like
great
her
in it.
comeback. She's great in it.
Yeah, she absolutely is.
She's awesome in this movie. It was nice to see her in it, and you know the whole thing about women, the whole idea about their commentary on women aging and how
Yeah,
they're
their value goes down.
yeah, and then like if you're in the entertainment industry aspect, which you know Demi Moore,
Is.
she hasn't acted in a long
Yeah.
time, so it's
Well, I
actually
guess it went to TV this year.
yeah, I heard Landman. Yeah,
Did
she's
she?
in it. Yeah,
Is she?
it's a really good part for her, even in terms of like where she is at in her life and her
Right.
career. So like for her to come into this, was it Margaret Qualley?
Qualley,
Yeah, who's excellent in this. And I was saddened to hear they used fake breasts for her in this film. I was
Oh,
really
did they
sad.
really?
Yeah, they did. I mean, she looks super
They're a
hot
little
in this
droopy
movie,
now.
but
They're a little
not
droopy.
Demi. No, Margaret Qualley.
Qualley.
When- yeah,
Well,
But-
Demi's a little droopy too, probably.
Me and
She's
my
older.
friends were having
I
a debate after this movie of like who would you rather take down, Demi or Margaret? And I was like I'm Demi, bro. Like
Oh, really?
yeah, she is.
No,
so
I mean the
fuck-
way they made Margaret Qualley look in this. I love Demi.
Nah,
Don't get me wrong,
man,
I'm a big
Demi is
Striptease fan,
she's
don't get me
still
wrong.
she is still like she's aging like
She
fine
looks
wine,
great,
bro.
No, she looks great. That's the
For
thing. She
real.
does look great, but
Yeah.
Margaret Qualley is pretty good looking too. I'm just
saying, bro.
I gotta look.
Yeah.
Who the fuck
Demi
is
Moore,
that?
Yeah.
Demi Moore, bro. She was a. Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? She's like the Manson chick that
Oh,
Brad
yeah,
Pitt
but I
picks
need
up
to- I need
on
the
to-
side of the road.
Anyways, obviously the whole commentary about the women aging kind of aspect about this, I feel like that's been
This
done
one.
before. I don't think that's as an original
No,
as
no,
much commentary,
no.
but
Yeah, I
using
don't know.
that story within
A sci-fi
the
kind of
frame of a body horror.
Yeah.
And with the last 20 minutes, it going to
It goes fucking weird, bro.
I remember people in the theater like, "What the hell is going on?" This movie just goes off in such a
Cronenberg
weird...
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So this is what I've been hearing about this movie is
Well,
that like,
Miles, you said didn't enjoy this movie.
he was like, "This is pales in comparison to any fucking French horror movie."
Right.
"Sure,
Just as far as
That's usually the case these days. You see
Right.
like a lot of
Yeah,
movies that are
it's
some
like Cronenberg
homage
yeah.
shit, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
listen, of course, this owes everything to the Cronenbergs,
Yeah.
both him and his son, like of
Right.
the world. Absolutely.
thought
Infinity
it was
Infinity
overhyped.
Pool was on my favorite
Yeah.
movies last
Right.
year list,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
That was a great movie.
It
I like that
was,
one a
it
lot too.
was. Me and Jay actually both had those on our.
I like the substance, but it wasn't like something I was like, oh, this is.
Here's the thing.
It didn't
You know
blow
what's
me
funny?
away.
Here's the
Because
thing,
she
though.
had Poor Things last year that
I
just
have
came out
Margaret
at the end of the
Qualley.
year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That had-
With Emma Stone? She's
Yes,
in that?
yeah,
Oh,
yes,
I haven't
yes.
seen that movie.
She's
yet.
the stupid one that they have at the end of the movie.
Okay, I haven't seen that
That's
movie.
a weird movie.
That's another
Anyways,
weird one.
Anyways, she's really good in it. Demi's really good in it. And because of the importance of Demi Moore coming back and doing this movie and the last 20 minutes being as gonzo as they are, it's just stuck with me. So I'm going to
Okay.
put it as my number 5.
Okay.
I really like
I
that
don't.
movie.
I honestly, it was probably going to be in my number 10, but today I was thinking about it a lot. I was like, you know what, this was actually pretty crazy that they went for this
It
kind
was
of.
in-
I couldn't.
impactful.
I
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah,
not
okay.
eat a meal for 3 days without thinking that movie. Like that movie actually was
Really?
like, fuck. It was like, ugh, it's so
no,
gross.
for
Why
me, I,
The most
Oh, you know that
disgusting-
movies are all
So
fake, eh?
unbothered
I know,
by
but
it.
it's
I was
just
like, oh.
gross. That movie's just gross, dude.
it's
Yeah.
so ridiculous. The last
disgusting.
minute. Anyways, go ahead, Max. You're number 4.
Oh, number 4, Inside Out 2.
Oh wow!
Inside Out 2 is my thing, and
I
that's
loved
the thing.
it. It was
Other
good.
thing, like I've noticed,
Did I
like
watch
a
it
lot.
this
You know,
year?
we talk a lot about like all these genres that are kind of like fading away or not as good anymore, and like I feel like the one that is still keeping up the standard are animation. Like
Pixar's kind of killing
big
it.
Pixar's, like they've just been killing it. And then I will say this though. So I took my brother and sister to go see it because my sister really wanted to go see it, and so like we saw it in the summer afternoon whenever it came out, and we just had a great time. And I was just like, it was so funny. I personally did not really like the first Inside Out that much. Like, and
Yes, yeah.
the thing is, like, when I was a kid, I really liked all these animation movies, and then I kind of like walked away from them, obviously. And
Right.
then, now I have like an excuse to watch them more because I have younger siblings and stuff. And
Mhm.
and
Say it closer to the,
the
mic
first-
next time.
Tell them how I really feel. My
Yeah.
bony ass.
Yeah,
Sorry.
my bony ass.
No, yeah.
No, I was gonna say like I watch less animation probably than the average adult these days, but
Yeah.
I liked Inside Out too a lot.
I liked it too.
did.
I liked it. It was really funny, and I was saying I don't really like the first Inside Out that much. It didn't do anything for me. And then the second one, I was like amazed how much I was liking. I was like, whoa, this is so funny. And my sister was like, during the movie, I was laughing so much, and my sister's like, you're the only one laughing at these jokes, and she's like. And I'm like, yeah, well, what the hell's wrong with all these people? This shit is hilarious. Like, this movie is so funny.
Pixar, again, like we were talking about earlier today with one of our other recordings there, they are able to insert like things for adults in their films.
Yes,
as well.
yes,
So
yes.
That's
Animation and
I
maybe
always
horror
appreciate
are
it.
like the two like genres that are
Yeah.
still keeping their A game
Yeah.
that haven't lost a step.
comedies in the toilet.
Yeah.
Action
Yeah, but
film.
you know what's
Actually,
funny
they
is 'cause
don't
there's
make
a
it-
lot of
Yeah.
horror that's garbage too. That they just fillers like.
yeah,
Yes.
but that's always with horror.
Yeah.
That's how I've been feeling for the past couple of years now. Like those were the two good ones. But I will say this: Inside Out 2, that's like this movie being in my top 5 is like a signal to me that 2024 might not have been as strong as 23 for me personally, because as much as I liked Inside Out 2, I much preferred Elementals, the Pixar movie
Oh,
that they made
interesting.
last year.
Okay,
But that didn't even make my top 5. That was like number 9 on my list or whatever.
so maybe you're coming around.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I don't know. Like I liked Elementals more than Inside Out 2, but the fact that it's in my top 5, of course, I had a great time. Like it's just like of all the years, like of all the memories of this year, that's a very fond memory of that day that I went to
Oh,
go see
good.
it back in June. So that's
that
why
plays into it.
it does play as
Yeah,
it plays a huge factor in it for me. And so that's why it's so like regarded high in my list.
Okay.
But that's just and
Good
also another thing is like I just haven't seen as many movies in 24 as I seen in 20. So that might
Right.
also
Right.
factor into my opinion of why maybe 24 might
You
have been
don't
a
need to
weaker year.
justify it, man. It's
No,
a
no,
good
I'm just
movie.
explaining
Yeah,
it like
yeah,
where
yeah,
my
yeah,
reasoning is
yeah,
coming
yeah,
from.
yeah.
Yeah. So
It-
Inside Out 2, top number 4.
It's in my top 20. I have it here in my top 20. I have a list here. I do have a top 20. But yeah, go ahead, Jay. I seen a lot this year.
What are you saying? Number 4.
Yes. Sir.
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna throw in there number 4. I'm gonna throw in Beetlejuice.
Oh, nice.
Because I really
Nice.
liked it, man. It brings you back to your childhood.
Why are you on the IMDb
Because-
quotes for Jingle All the Way on your I'm just fucking with you.
You see, this is my list,
I know. I'm just messing with you.
right? I just don't have it in an order I wanted. I was trying to fuck with.
I
it.
had a lot of fun at that movie. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Beetlejuice, yeah.
honestly, to see Michael Keaton back in
Your boy.
in his costume, that just blew my mind. I mean, just watching it as a kid and then
Nice
seeing it
fucking
again.
model.
Yeah.
Jen Ortega, too.
You know, I don't even care about them. I just want to see Michael Keaton as
Tim Burton.
Beetlejuice. To be honest with you, it is a good. It's directed. It's done really well, and interesting to see some new characters in it too, right? As well. But that one fit in, but just at number 4 because there was another one I was thinking about, but I decided to switch it up.
All right.
But
Julie? Oh, sorry.
but yeah, no, that's my number 4.
Okay. Julie?
Furiosa.
Nice.
I knew it. I knew it was
Nice.
the Baker list. I knew it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I almost swapped it down to number 5. Almost.
Anything you want to add, though, to what he said, though? You liked it more than Fury Road, though. You said,
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah!
What makes it better for you in that sense? What did it speak to you that
I
Fury
know.
Road didn't?
There was no guy playing guitar in this one.
No, was it there? Wasn't he in this one?
Oh, I think he
was
was,
in there.
yeah.
He was in Furiosa.
Yeah, you're right. Why didn't you hate it for that reason?
They revisit the same
I just thought it was
characters.
better.
Nice.
I don't know. I can't place like
You said the structure of the film itself. It was a big issue for you with Fury Road, like the way that things kind of. I felt like you said that, like the way
Yeah.
that things
that
were.
sounds right. Sounds
Yeah,
like something I would have said.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
You're gonna have to help me out here. My memory's a dumpster fire. But if that's what I said, I stick to it.
Yeah. Okay.
That maybe it was structurally better. I remember enjoying it more. That's.
Okay.
I think it was a better production overall than Love Lies Bleeding, and that's why I left it at number 4.
Nice.
I almost swapped them though because I was like, I might have liked Love Lies.
No, I
Bleeding better.
really love Furiosa.
But yeah, I can co-sign everything Max said about it. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. My number 4 then is speaking about shared movie experiences with
Mm.
these schmoes over
I already
here.
know what
Whoa.
you're picking.
Deadpool Wolverine.
Whoa, at number
Whoa.
4?
At number 4,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
I had such a fun time watching this movie when we
He
went
really
to go
did.
watch it.
Nico
You know,
couldn't take his eyes
yeah.
Yo, the whole movie, he was like, "Yo, that's sick!
Wow.
Yo, no,
not
way!
that-
no!"
not that
Huge
fucking
fan
Like a
movie.
kid in a candy store. I was like, "Oh my god,
It's
Not that-
110%
But that's
fan
great.
service.
Not
That's
Yeah.
that
great,
Wolverine.
though.
But-
that's awesome!"
But Marvel, that's what they needed to do this year. This was the only movie
Everything
that
else
they had
sucked.
on the schedule
Yeah.
for this year because they had to reel back from putting out a bunch of bad movies
Mhm.
lately.
I'm really looking forward to that Captain America movie.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah,
Brave New
really am.
World, yeah,
that looks sick.
And Thunderbolts, we'll see what happens with that.
No, that one I'm kind of whatever.
Well, listen, Florence Pugh's in it. She's really good as Yellow.
Yeah, she is good.
Yelena.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, Sebastian Stan, yeah, as Winter
Yeah.
Soldier. So there's some good stuff in there still. And Thaddeus Red Hulk is
Harrison Ford.
He's in it too.
He's
So
in
he's-
Captain America.
He's also a part of the Thunderbolts.
Oh, he's gonna be in there too. Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So you know what? Like,
Harrison Ford.
yes, he's the Red Hulk.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
Is that why they're called the Thunderbolts?
Yeah, that's why
that
it's called
they're named
Thunderbolt
after him.
Ross. Yeah, it's his team.
Oh,
Yes,
shit. Okay.
you'll see.
You're educating
It'll
me.
set up in Captain.
Can I ask you something that's not related to anything? Why is there an asterisk on the in the title of the movie? Did you notice that?
Thunderbolt?
Yeah, it says Thunderbolts and there's like an asterisk
I don't
right
know.
next to it.
I know. I don't
It's
know.
like, what is that there for?
I'm not sure actually.
Maybe in
Yeah.
case one of the actors dies before the movie.
What the fuck?
That being said,
Harrison Ford.
Deadpool and Wolverine was 110% fan service.
It was awesome.
But that's what the Marvel movies needed to do to bring Deadpool now into the fray of the Marvel universe. Now that he's stepping away from the Fox side of stuff, it seems like, or Fox is owned by Marvel,
Yeah.
and that's why they're able to do X-Men and stuff now. They're able to do Fantastic Four. That's going to be coming out. So I had a lot of fun with it. I had a hell, as these guys can attest to. I think it was a funny movie. It was action packed. I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I loved Ryan Reynolds
Huge
as Deadpool.
jacked man.
Yeah, huge jacked man. So there you go.
Oh
Number four on my list this year. I
my
had
God, they
to
have the short Wolverine. Oh my God, you got the guy with the muscles.
I know all the different versions of
Yeah.
Wolverine that were showing up.
Henry,
I was going crazy. Yeah,
Superman is the Wolverine. What's his
Yeah.
name? Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill showed up as a Wolverine. Yeah. All right, Max, you're number 3.
Hey guys, check out my boner.
Oh no.
Megalopolis, baby. Mega motherfucking
I
Lopolis.
knew it was gonna come.
Megalopolis at number 3. Yeah, this is the great. I mean, it's awesome. It's
John
just-
Boyd. Hey, check out this boner.
Check out this boner. Back to the club.
Yeah.
Yo, they need to make a remix. They need to take his voice
You need to go back to the
and
club.
put it in like a 50 Cent like in the club remix.
You
Like,
love it. You
I
love
love
it.
I love
Eagles
the
gonna
movie.
make it on a mixtape.
That's the thing. It's
Don't worry.
also like similar to Mad Max in in a similar way. It's like, bro, these dudes are in their 80s, these directors, and they're showing y'all like how it's done. Like it's just such a pure, exciting ride to me. I love it. It just encompasses so many, like it touches so many genres, so many feelings, so many thoughts I had. It gets you. It's like it really gets the wheel in your head spinning on like ideas. I feel like this.
I already
movie-
know it made his list.
The
I'm just waiting
movie,
to see
yeah,
where
because
it-
this guy has goat taste like me. This,
They have awesome. taste.
yeah, we have great taste. You know what I'm saying? So sorry, just you're born with it or you're not. It's like
Sure.
what it is. What it is. What
Oh,
it
jeez.
is. And then
Tell them what the other one of the other ones was.
Yeah, and then, you know, this movie is like you watch it and the wheel in your head of creativity gets spinning. Like you'll create things. Like you will change the world after you watch this movie. Like this movie is that
change
you know?
your personality.
Yeah, this movie will rethink your whole thing about where we are as a people, where we're coming from, where we're heading
Yeah.
to. Like,
It does make you think about that.
and if you don't like this movie, you're wrong. Okay. Just
The
kidding.
end.
I do want to give a quick plug though. If you guys do want to hear our thoughts on this movie, me, Max, and JT, we did talk
It just
about it.
came out,
We
right?
did do an
Yeah.
episode. Yeah, we can check it back a couple episodes back in the feed. Episode 49, I believe. Yeah.
And Coppola's the goat. So that's another thing.
It's titled Megalopolis or Megaflopolis.
Oh
you
my
be
God.
the judge, guys.
It's
Yeah.
Megalopolis, okay?
Yeah,
Don't
it's your number 3. Sorry, I don't mean to
number
mention
3.
that
It's
here.
number
Yeah,
3,
yeah.
and
All right, Jay, go
awesome
ahead.
film.
We got
Number 3, I got Joker
Hey,
Part 2.
Part 2
the Folia d'Or,
Yeah,
whatever it's called.
because honestly,
Two movies that people did not like. You know.
no. Well, you know what? I really liked it. It played a part in like a lot of things. Mental health played a part in a little bit of love twists, a little bit of, you know,
I didn't see it, so
music, a little bit of music. Actually, a lot of music, but yeah, different. It was different than the first one, obviously. But I really liked it. I think the way they played with Lady Gaga's character and had her in there with the singing. I know, some people are gonna compare it to something like a Bradley Cooper with Lady Gaga.
Stars Born?
Yes,
I like that movie.
And that was great for
I know a
me
lot of
too.
people didn't like that
Yeah,
movie.
I love that fucking movie.
Me too.
So I
Yeah.
and a lot of big time Joker, Batman fans didn't feel the same way. I don't think as most people did. But
Tim Dillon said it's the worst movie ever made.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because
Who
I
the
looked at
fuck
Tim
cares about
Dillon for
Tim?
fuck that guy. Man.
Yeah,
I mean, I
I
like
know.
him, but fuck.
I
that
know.
guy.
now,
what
if
do you
Quentin
say? You like
Tarantino
that?
said it's the worst movie he ever made.
No, Tarantino said it was a fantastic movie. Now, who are you gonna like? Whose opinion holds more weight as far
Yeah,
as like
no
film
shit.
goes?
I had to throw that out there because Tim Dillon was in the movie.
He was.
Yeah.
He was also in Thanksgiving, by the way. Remember I
know,
mentioned that? Yeah, he was.
yeah.
He was really funny in that movie.
No, that's cool, man. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, I did. I really like it. And I mean, like I said,
I wanna
watched.
check it
I
out, too.
didn't realize, but I did watch quite a few movies, and there's,
I told you did.
you
You don't
know,
believe me.
Yeah.
Tarantino said this is one of Joaquin Phoenix's best performances of his
Bro,
career.
of his career.
That's
between the two
crazy high
Jokers,
praise.
between the two Jokers that he plays there, and like from the first one and the second one here. No, he's really good.
Yeah,
He's all right.
It's an awesome
he's all right.
dude. The guy had to
This
get down to
fucking guy.
90 fucking pounds to fucking
This
play this
fucking
role.
guy.
Like, dude, that's
I'm not a huge
dedication.
fan. I'm not a huge fan of
That's
Joaquin Phoenix.
dedication.
Remember-
Why?
Overrated. We can have this conversation another time, though.
It's simple.
Overrated. No,
Overrated.
you know what? He's misunderstood. There you go.
There you go.
Over what is he?
Okay.
Pedro now? Pedro Pass? Kidding.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Julie. I'm sorry.
Don't you even go with Pedro
Insult my
Pascal.
husband like that.
Your husband? Oh god
Down
damn.
with you for that one.
Oh, that's your husband too?
Yeah.
You guys are in
We
a
share.
One of my
The
man-
triangle?
Sharing.
It's one of my
Love
man
triangle.
crushes.
Have
Yeah.
you heard Pedro's fluid in his sexuality?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
I think he is, right?
I mean,
All
I
the
don't
more
know.
attractive.
There's rumors.
I don't know.
Yeah, because they took a dude to a premiere, or
Yes,
something, right?
yes.
He
I hope
does.
he
He
Well,
does.
he's
I
very
hope
unique.
I hope he's getting all the dick he wants.
Right? He's got like a
He's a
Nico.
good man.
He's got like a
He's a
Nico style, Max style, like
Well,
glasses when he
his
wears.
Game of Thrones character was.
Yeah.
He swung both ways.
When you know when you
right?
guys wear your glasses, like Max has his on, you don't usually have yours on, but when you have yours on, yeah, you got that kind of look.
What
that
the
you
fuck
got.
are
Alright.
you talking
When you're
about?
dressing
right
up,
Give
going
us your
down to the
number
red
three.
carpet, like that, you know.
Give us your number 3.
I'm not surprised that
Where he
that's what
dresses
is about
up,
him.
you know, he's very like they don't dress up like that, obviously, but
I have no fucking idea what you're
Yeah,
talking
when he
on.
was in the
Let's move
Oscars.
on.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right?
What he looked like. Yeah. Which is now not
Very
surprising me.
flamboyant, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
That's a polite way of
about.
saying
The
it.
limp wristed.
what do you want me to say, man? Like,
I'm
I'm trying to keep
move
it
on to her
PC.
third pick here. All right.
Is
Number
he
3?
Yeah.
the
Dune
black?
2.
Dune 2.
Wow,
Amazing
I
movie.
never watched
Yeah.
it yet.
Amazing movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than Dune 1?
Yes, I think so.
I think
I'd have
so,
to
too.
rewatch. I'd have to rewatch Dune 1.
I think so too.
But they're almost like two halves of the same movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
It
like
is the same.
some Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings
yeah.
shit.
I'd
Yeah.
have to rewatch the first one again and watch them back to back and compare. But so quotable.
It
dude.
was.
So much fun shit that came out of
Yes.
that movie. The memes were lit. Dude, like, yeah,
Which is important.
yeah, it is.
I did enjoy that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my top 3. It's kind of hard to.
I mean, at this point, you're going to get to personal preference, like straight up just personal
It
preference,
is.
right?
That's
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
play.
Yeah.
That's going to play out live here in
Right.
a few moments.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna have some controversial.
Anything else though about this? No.
No, I really liked it. I don't need to fucking talk it up to you guys. Everybody saw the movie. It was great.
Have you seen it, Jay? Dune Part 2?
I haven't seen it.
JT needs to watch the movie.
Have
Everybody
you
else
seen
knows.
Part 1? Have you seen Part 1?
No.
I feel like that would be your jam. Aren't you like a sci-fi geek and shit?
Yeah, but it all depends. I'll pick you on my sci-fi.
Yeah, I get that. I'm picky with my fantasy, so you know what I mean. That's what
Well,
it, yeah.
true.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I don't like for instance, I don't like Lord of the Rings really all that.
I love
much.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
So-
interesting.
But
That's
I'll fucking
like-
watch Star
Why?
Trek till I'm black in the face.
Once
blue
it
in the
gets
face.
too into like elves and like there's like I like sword and sword. I like Conan, but I don't necessarily like when it gets too mystical and magical and like and this. kind of
You
shit.
know what's a movie I really want to see?
I don't mind.
You like Harry Potter?
No, I don't.
Oh.
You're
Does
thinking of
Christine like
Christine.
Harry-
Yeah. I don't really care.
Yeah, sometimes I just think of you two as a unit.
Yeah, it's fine. I've seen both of those movies,
Yeah.
and they're fine, and
Yeah.
I don't mind them. But they're just not my favorite. They're not my thing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So my number 3,
Yep.
if you know me, is Terrifier 3. Terrifier.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that
nice.
makes sense.
Listen, I have to. This is probably the best one of the series. It gets
Art the
better.
Clown.
That's what I heard,
Our
too.
boy.
It's the best one of the series. Every movie that this guy makes Damien Leone. The budget goes up for them because he's become more and more successful. This is like the little indie horror movie that could every time he brings out another movie. Yeah, he's doing great. Like it's becoming a bigger and bigger. I watched this at Scotiabank Theater.
That's great.
You know how huge of a deal that is? Last year I went to see it at a small independent theater because it didn't have the audience that it has now. Like, sorry, 2 years ago when it's fantastic. And like, if you watch the other movies and you're okay with gore and like, just
hardcore slasher,
pretty much. This is the slasher of this generation, though. He's great. He acts great as this character. It's David Howard Thornton who plays Art the Clown.
Yep.
I just love it, and like it is honestly the best installment of the series yet. It gets better and better each movie because he's got more money to do special effects, and Damien Leone is involved in that regard as well with the effects that they do in these movies, practical effects that they do, and it's great stuff. So I got to give it up for number 3, Terrifier 3, and it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but it's mine. I absolutely love this movie. So yeah, I love this series. I love this character. Yeah,
the memes that came off that movie also
exactly. Bangers. Yeah. And then in a year of great horror, this had to be in my list. Nice. I had to. Yeah, it was undeniable. All right, go ahead, Sax.
So number 2, Dune Part 2.
Nice.
So yeah.
You'll have a better explanation for me, and
no.
Than I
you don't give yourself enough credit.
Just for the sake of time, I'm going to piggyback on this. Also, Dune Part 2 for me.
Okay, all right.
Number 2 as well for you.
Yes,
oh, it's the same spot. Oh,
yes,
nice.
Yes. I had to jump in on that one. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I feel like if the first one is the first one is the setup.
Yeah.
And then the second one is like the payoff and like this
it's
really
like the
good
meat and
it's like all the action is finally like you get all that stuff and
so you get the meat, then the lettuce and tomatoes afterwards.
No, that's what you got in the first one.
Potatoes.
With the potatoes.
Okay.
The first one is foreplay. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
The first one is foreplay. The second one is release. Okay, so Emperor Christopher Walken, awesome.
That was probably my only gripe with the entire movie. It's like he's wandering through the movie.
Did he dance?
No.
He shoved a gold watch up his ass, but I'm just kidding.
Oh, hey, you know what? I mean, if you're not gonna dance, you might as well shove something up your ass.
Gold medal.
Like seriously.
But no.
He gave me the watch.
The watch.
Give me the watch.
I now give you the watch. Yeah. What's it called?
And now this watch I give to you.
Absolutely. Oh, so good. But the second, okay, here's the thing. I saw this movie in theaters like the weekend it came out, the Saturday it came out, and was just blown away. Okay, can I tell you guys a little story? So me and my friends, before we saw the movie, we like drank like fucking, I probably had like 5 Heinekens before, like 6 Heinekens before the movie.
Little Liddy.
And my thing is like I'm not the best when it comes to drinking a lot of beer. I gotta run to the washroom, and 30 minutes into the movie, I had to go to the bathroom so badly.
Oh, no.
But I'm like, dude, I just can't get up. And then the sand riding worm scene happens, and I'm like, I'm so happy I didn't leave the theater to see this. And then right after the Coliseum fight happens, and I'm like, oh my god, another banger scene. And it's just like that's just what happened. It's just like, and then I finally like waited till the end of the movie, and I was like, okay, I'm so happy I did not get up at any point in this movie to see it, because it was just like, wow, like rest in peace my bladder. But it was like it was just such a good movie.
Rest in peace my
bladder. But the thing is that the problem is like, as good of the movie as it was, I think I kind of ruined this movie for me a bit, because I ended up seeing it like 2 more times in theaters. And like the first 3 weeks that it came out, I probably had seen it the first 2 weeks that it came out, I probably seen it 3 times. And it kind of like, by the time, because other friends wanted to see it with me, and I made plans to go see it with them. By the time the third time I saw it, I was kind of waiting for this movie to like just be done with. Like I was just like, I kind of got sick of it. So that's probably why it wouldn't be number 1. But that first screening, that first time I saw it, was like probably like the number 1 movie of the year for me. But that's why it's at number 2, just because it kind of it got ruined with multiple viewings.
All I'm gonna say is it made it so close to number one for me this year is because I actually just watched number 1 and 2 for the first time this year.
Nice.
I had seen
Me too,
number-
actually. Earlier in the year,
I-
before it came out, I saw the
I
first
missed
one.
out on the
finally.
hype on the first one.
And I was
just
blown
missed the
away.
boat. When number 2 had come out, a friend of mine was like, "You need to go see this movie. You should really watch it." He lent me his copy of Dune number 1 on 4K. I watched it on my new TV setup. I was blown away. I watched Dune 2 2 days later. I've watched it. I went to theaters and watched it like directly after watching 1. And I can't tell you, it's such a crazy world building type of film.
Yeah.
I can't tell you I understood. I feel like everything the first time around. So it is worth revisiting. I hope to do that soon. I'm pretty sure I got most of it, but there's so many great actors that pop up in this movie. And also it's about, for me, the discovering of Denis Villeneuve film this year, his films as a director. I only watched Arrival. I'd never seen any other movies by him. After I watched these 2 movies, I went and watched Prisoners. I watched Sicario.
Really?
He is a great director.
Yeah,
You know,
seen
can't-
Sicario?
Enemy. I've never seen
Did you see
Sicario.
Blade Runner 2049?
That's the only one I haven't watched yet.
So-
I have it, but I watched Enemy. I watched almost all
And
of
Arrive. You never seen
Arrival. I've seen.
Arrival?
That's the
So
only
I'll-
one I watched.
I'll be totally honest. I haven't seen Enemy, but I have seen all those other movies you just
Yeah,
mentioned.
yeah.
I'll say this. I actually wasn't really too much of a fan of his movies, but
Oh, he's great. I love
every time he makes a new movie, I like it more than the last one.
Right.
Like he just keeps going up and up and
Yeah,
up for
yeah.
me. So Doom Part 2 is like personally my favorite. Of
Prisoners
his.
was fucking amazing.
I didn't really care
Oh,
for
I
that.
loved it.
I don't
I
know,
thought
it's
it's such
too-
a messed up movie.
That was-
It's-
And then
it's-
Sicario was like better than that, and
I
then
love
Arrival was
Sicario.
better, then
Love
Blade Runner was
Sicario.
better.
Love
Like, it just
Sicario.
kept he
So-
just kept stacking the deck. For me, like-
He's for me like if he comes out with a movie and he just confirmed he is going to do Dune 3,
yeah.
I think he's done
That's
after
good.
that.
I think I might have heard he might be doing a movie in between that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that's true or not.
It's
Yeah,
possible.
yeah,
I
he
heard
might be
that,
doing.
but because he didn't want to do 3.
I think three in the time, because I have never read any of the Dune books. I don't know about you, but I think
No.
3 takes place. It's like the first Dune Part 1 and Part 2 are both the first Dune
That's
book.
right.
Yes.
That's right.
And then so the next one will be the second book. I
Right.
think Dune Messiah.
Which I
it's
think
called.
that's why he didn't really
Yeah.
want to.
Have you read them, Julie? Have you read the Dune books?
Frank Herbert.
Really
Yeah.
into it.
So from what I think, because I spoiled a bit of it, like the future stuff of it. The second book, I think, takes place many years later. So
Yeah.
I think he wants them to age a bit. The main
Yeah,
actors,
yeah,
like Timothy
makes
Chalamet
sense.
and stuff, to age just a bit.
Your
So
boy Oscar Isaac's in it for a short
the
period.
first part one,
Yeah.
he's in. Oh shit, no spoilers.
Yeah, I said,
I guess
said for a short period. It's good stuff, though. It's
Yeah,
good
your
stuff.
boy Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. No, we love Oscar Isaac. Me
Yeah.
and Jay. Never mind. All right, Jay. Why don't you? That was our number 2. Me and Max. Why don't you hit us with your number 2?
I was gonna say Deadpool and Wolverine.
Nice.
I don't like to
I
pick a
also
Marvel.
said that.
Oh, there you
Oh wow, yo, like this. Oh, that's crazy.
I don't even like
The
to say
consistency.
that I'm gonna pick Marvel over fucking DC, and I did.
Yeah, you're more of a DC guy.
I am
Batman,
too.
Superman.
Right?
I am
And-
too.
I'm not.
But you know what? The
Me
mixture of the whole Wolverine and Deadpool. You've been waiting for that to come.
And your boy
And
Ryan
he's been-
Reynolds.
oh yeah, and he's been
That's my
he was
boyfriend.
taunting it for
Yeah.
years. Or he's been taunting it for like
Yes, man.
yeah. So it kept you just and then to go watch it with you guys in the theater. Always makes it a better experience. That
Yeah.
way, right?
It was a lot of fun.
And to even just to see how giddy Nico got, man.
Yeah, that was the best part
I
of the movie.
literally
These
didn't want to
guys
sit
loved it.
beside him because I
and
was
Julie
going
was
to ask
supposed to
him.
come
I'm
with
sad
us.
that I missed that.
You react like that to every movie, or is it just
No,
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 you know?
this one was the
No.
you weren't in Gladiator 2 going like, oh,
No,
oh
no,
my
no, no,
god,
no.
the shit, the baboons. No, you weren't doing that.
This guy does that only with his characters that he really, really likes.
Yo, they put water in the Coliseum. No way.
No, I don't think honestly, I don't think
I was
he-
just nerding out on another level.
Yeah,
he was
some Marvel
nerding out on
shit.
the Wolverine
No, it
stuff.
makes sense.
Like he was remembering all the comics and shit he read
Yeah.
and all the
Yeah.
different stuff. That's
Yeah,
what he
Jay's
was,
right. Yeah.
you know. And I knew if I gotta,
Oh, the
I knew if I sat beside him, yeah, I knew if I sat beside him, I was gonna ask him
Sharks.
which Wolverine is that? Which Wolverine is that? And I was like, I can't do that, right?
My
Yeah.
bad.
It's so, yeah. And it's
Oh
just so
my
well
God,
done too, right?
bro.
Like the picture is so well done itself, right? Like
It
you
was.
know, and they take their time on it. Well,
It was so old. Look at
Fuck.
the picture.
no, you know what I
Picture
mean?
quality.
Yeah, then
Oh, that's what you mean. I think
yeah,
you're
like the
referring to
slow mo
film
and
as a
stuff they
picture.
do and everything like
That's
that.
how you know
yeah.
you're a really classy person when you call movies
Is
pictures.
that what it
It's
is?
like movies,
They're
then
called-
films, and then pictures. It's like you are You are elite society
That's
if you
what I
call.
took it
Motion
as.
picture.
Motion
No.
pictures.
The top is cinema. What do you call it? Cinema.
Well,
yeah.
my
Which
Which
maybe
this
my number
isn't,
one might be
according to
cinema.
Scorsese.
Yeah, I guess not.
This isn't cinema.
Marvel movies are not cinema. No, but
Oh.
I love that he said
what,
that.
what?
The whole thing is very masturbatory, but I co-sign it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think
Masturbatory.
it's great.
Keep my
It
yeah.
is
This
a
movie
big
jacks
circle jerk
itself
for the
off
friends
the entire time, but it's great. I love it,
and for the actors.
and I
Sorry,
think it's. I don't know if
fans.
it's more rewatchable than Dune to me. Maybe that's why I put it above.
That's the problem.
I haven't rewatched it yet.
Superhero movies aren't rewatchable. That's my only gripe about them. I don't.
Mm.
They're rewatchable if you give them space.
It depends.
Because I remember, like, I think it was a year ago. I went back and watched like the Captain America movies, and I liked them. Like, I was like, whoa! I can't believe how much I enjoyed. They
Right.
still hold up for me. Like, so
Right.
you know, in the Guardians of the Galaxy, that's like another movie that I was like, wow! Like, it took me like a year to reappraise it. I'm
Right.
like, this is an awesome movie.
Yeah, I just don't find myself running back to them like right away.
Yeah.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
but
If you give them
I
time,
feel
I think
like
give them a little
it
break.
doesn't feel like. I mean, I guess that's the formula with these like superhero ones and these Marvel ones. Like, it doesn't feel like a third.
Doesn't feel like
sequel
cinema.
flop to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like cinema. No, it feels like
But they're
no,
an
it feels
enjoyable
it's fun, and I will
experience.
definitely
Yeah.
rewatch it, and I will remember it fondly.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
going to love it. I love Deadpool just as a
Yeah.
character. I think that's up there for me. That's top.
The first movie is definitely, I think, still my favorite.
Like,
out of that, all of them.
Batman,
Yeah.
Deadpool. Like
Yeah.
I think those are my rankings.
Those are
of
your
my
top two?
superheroes.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, but I think Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Perfect
is-
casting.
Yeah, but
Brilliant.
so same with Hugh Jackman.
Perfect casting.
Hugh Jackman.
He's jacked, yeah.
X-Men is really rewatchable to me
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
I think this is my
Yeah.
favorite Deadpool movie. The
Number
third-
one still.
the
my
third one,
favorite.
I
Yeah,
The first
number
one's
one was
still
the
my favorite.
best.
Then this one.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Don't
That's
forget about
up
the
there for
Christmas
me.
special.
that's right. That's
All
a
right.
good one.
So no more about Dune Part 2, or you said
He
your
kind
piece?
of take
No,
up
I
a
talked-
few.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
He said we'll save time, whatever. Yeah.
Do you want to take
Go
your number
ahead,
one first?
your
Okay,
number
okay, okay. Number one is Anora.
Oh, nice.
Same
Yeah.
with me.
I didn't
It
see
is,
it.
yeah.
I didn't see it yet.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Face, face,
same
here,
with
first
me.
one.
Go ahead. I'll just tack on.
It's
whatever you
just
say.
like,
Really?
yeah, like it's
Okay.
it's my favorite movie of the year for real. And
Great.
I haven't watched it yet.
I'm
didn't
so
see it.
happy. I'm so happy that like because I knew about this movie
Jay and I
around
have
back
seen
in May
number
when
I haven't seen
yeah because it's one of my Sean Baker is a rising filmmaker that I think is like really one of the more interesting ones of the to come from American cinema in the last couple of years. Keyword cinema.
Got classy.
And yeah, the picture was great,
It's
and
nice with it.
and yeah, Anora, man, like it is such a well-rounded film. You know, I don't think people were like you would expect for this movie to be so funny, but it is so funny. It is the funniest movie of the year by far. It's also like really heartfelt and really sad, and there's like really deep like human element to the movie. And Mikey Madison, the lead actress in the movie, kills it.
Okay.
She needs to. We're talking about earlier. Was talking about Oscars. Like she needs to be in there, and she needs to win. And I'm gonna riot if she doesn't. And no, for real. And she was awesome. And the whole movie is it's awesome, just great stuff. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Scorsese film, a little bit, just in the sense that obviously it's a little more innocent. It's not as violent as those types of movies, but when you get like the whole wide range of human emotion. Because Scorsese films, people don't ever talk about them in that sense, but they're insanely funny.
Right.
They're riotously funny. Like Goodfellas might be the funniest movie ever made, like in my opinion. Like that's just like, and this is just like one of those times where it's just like you don't think that it's gonna be funny, but it's just so well written, so well directed, so well acted. Everything. And this movie was a movie that I was like highly anticipating ever since it won the Palme d'Or
Right.
back in May. And I'm just glad that it like met my expectations, like, and then some.
Yeah, the reason why it became my number one is obviously Max was hyping it up prior to it coming out, being a fan of Sean Baker. But like, and I'd also heard that it was making the rounds after winning the Palme d'Or
Mhm.
there. and also people were already talking about it for being in contention for best film of the year. I listen to a lot of other movie podcasts and read stuff as well. So this was, a lot of people were talking about this movie, and it's one of those movies that sometimes I don't like to hear all this stuff about a movie before going to see a movie, even though sometimes that's what gets me through the door to check this movie out. The only other movie I've watched of Sean Baker's is Red Rocket, which was fine. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like this is the best movie of the year for me. Honestly, this is one of those movies where you go and you can't help it. It is worth every praise that you've heard about this film. I had just enjoyed watching it so much, and I really didn't want it to be my favorite movie, but it was one of those things where I'm just like, it's undeniable. Well, it's just one of those things where you're like, it can't be that good, like all this praise that it's getting, and you go and you watch it, and you're like, no, it's really that fucking good. Yeah. Like you said, like I said earlier, comedy is like in the toilet in terms of I feel like a genre of films lately, but there were so many funny moments within this movie. Mikey Madison, absolutely, I agree with you, killed it. So did this other guy who plays like the Yuri Borisov, that plays like the other Russian gangster, the big guy, the dude that falls in love, falls for her in the film, like that guy.
Which one are you talking about?
The guy who's his hand that's watching over her the whole movie that she ends the film with.
Okay.
What a great fucking ending to this movie, honestly. The ending was very poetic in a way. Like it was so affecting and made you think so much about the situation and who this character is. And the fact that this is a movie about a sex worker who falls in love, it's like a Pretty Woman gone bad type of deal. And I know that's how
a Cinderella, like a dark Cinderella.
It's such an enjoyable ride. I remember when we stopped the movie, Christine said that she turned around to me. She's like, I could have watched 2 more hours of this movie.
Absolutely.
That's how enjoyable it was. Like we just enjoyed our time watching it so much.
The guy that plays Vanya, like the Mark Edelstein or whatever, like the guy, the little kid, right? The kid,
fuck boy.
Yeah, the fuck boy.
Yeah.
Bro, he is so hilarious in this movie. Like almost all the. Like it was almost some of the funniest parts are involving him, and it's just so funny. And
it's honestly, it deserves all the hype it's been getting.
I will say this: if I were to make like a top 10 movies of like first time watches of 2024, that like movies I hadn't seen that didn't come out in 2024, but I've seen them for the first time in 2024. The Florida Project would be number 1 as well. So
I know I haven't seen it yet.
Have you seen it, Julie?
No, but it's on my list.
No, that's like one of the movies I saw. I was like blown away. Like I haven't. It's like it's a couple of years old now, and I'm like, this is one of the best movies I've seen in years. And so it's funny. Like Sean Baker makes number 1 for both of my top lists for that. So great, yeah. Anora, it's the best.
It was undeniably that good.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, Jay, you're number 1.
No, you know where I'm going. Yeah.
Where is he going?
Megalopolis.
Oh yeah, nice.
He loved it.
I loved it too. It was came out at a good time. I don't know what the fuck is going on there.
There you go.
Came out at a good time. A lot of life changing things that made me realize how to, and I can see where they were talking about how they say to watch in the beginning of the new year. But everybody, stellar cast. I think
that's what we'll do.
Adam Driver. I said
that's the point of the film. He actually wants you to watch it in the new year. Francis Ford Coppola.
New Year's Day.
He says New Year's Day.
New beginning.
I was like, New Year's started in September for me. I feel like because that's when it came out, right? And we went to go watch it, and fucking, it blew my mind. I had to watch it more and more. And you guys, like I said, we did the talk about it, and I shot out of a cannon talking about it that day.
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, I couldn't think of other movies that I would have put on top of it or put over, like to top it off.
No film made you think like this after you watched it.
Not me, no. I really kind of felt really, it takes a lot to, especially with movies, it takes a lot for me to figure out if I'm gonna like it or if I'm not. But this one, it wasn't that hard. I was talking about it prior to the whole going to see it with Max, just because I understood I kind of got a grip of it from the trailer when I had first seen it.
Yeah.
And, at the first glance, that's what made me want to see it. And going to watch it and seeing it in person and just having that whole experience of just everything from Anthony Hopkins to fucking Adam Driver to fucking even Shia LaBeouf was my.
He was great in it. He was great.
So I mean, if you really look, it's got credits from Adolf Hitler and fucking Mussolini during the credits. How does that work?
Really?
They're dead. How does
I
that
didn't-
Oh,
work?
because they use probably stock footage of them,
Yeah.
archive footage.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
they
them.
did.
Yeah, in the movie.
They
yeah.
did. They did.
Because they're still in the
Yeah.
Roman Empire in that
Yeah.
sense, so they're really.
No, there's a whole moment where they kind of were cutting to a bunch of moments through the time that they talked about that.
It's
all
funny that they would
yeah.
have to give credit though. Like if they didn't put credit, it would like is the estate of Mussolini and Hitler
Yeah,
going to get
yeah,
mad
you
at that?
never know.
Like,
Maybe.
if they're if
maybe
they even
they
know
won't
who
let
they
you
are.
use maybe they won't let you use certain context right from it. Maybe it has to be put out there in a sense. You know, I don't know how or why we would do that, but
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I figured this was going to be your favorite movie
Yeah.
of the year.
I'm glad it was.
there's no ifs ands or buts. That was a masterpiece, like I said to me.
Nice.
For me, I think everybody thinks it was a mess. I think it was beautiful.
Me too.
I really do.
I do love the messaging of the film. I really do. Like
You know,
the
and-
things that they really kind of were trying to talk about in the movie, and
Yeah.
like and it was a very optimistic film, which I feel like we need.
Makes you
these
open your
days.
eyes.
Yeah,
Made you open your eyes to a lot of different possibilities and a lot of different things in your life.
I'm just happy that like the movies that I was like anticipating so heavily with Anora and Megalopolis, they both just turned out like great for me. Like I just enjoyed them and they both exceeded my expectations. So
Nice.
that's really awesome when that happens.
All right,
Yeah.
so Julie, you end us off here with your number one movie of the year.
Anybody have a guess?
Can I
You already mentioned all the ones I would have thought that were going to be there.
wait, hold on, I'm trying to Inside Out too? No,
Let me see my list here.
Megalopolis?
Imagine that I'd been kept that I straight the whole time, and I was like, Megalopolis is my number one.
Right. No, I don't know. I
Hold
have
on.
no idea.
Something corny.
Didn't make anybody else's list.
Oh, really?
Twisters?
Nope,
iRobot.
hasn't been mentioned at all.
No, I don't know.
The Beekeeper?
Mm,
Did you watch A Real Pain?
no.
Okay.
The Idea of You?
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Let me see.
I talked about it earlier this year. I recommended it to everyone. I don't
Did
know
you?
if anybody watched it.
Wait, what month did it come out? Can you give us that hint?
Let me fact check.
I'm just trying.
Quiet Place?
Nope.
Roadhouse?
Did I
Imagine.
put out this year?
Yeah, I did. What
Oh.
happened?
Hold on.
It's been a long year, I know. It's been a long
Roadhouse.
motherfucking year. That probably would be my worst movie of the year. That or Miller's
I'm
Girl.
just trying
Came
to
out in April.
That was terrible, Miller's Girl.
came out in April.
Mm-hmm.
Civil War.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen.
I haven't
it
seen it
yet.
either.
I've heard really good things about
Yeah.
it, though. Yes,
Civil
you
War
did
is
recommend
top
it.
for me.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Might be controversial. Might be.
not really. I mean, why?
Amongst my list, it might be.
I heard a lot of
Better
good
than-
things about
Better
that movie.
than Dune. Better than fucking.
No,
No,
people like.
I heard a lot of good things about that
I
movie.
liked it a
actually.
lot. I think people
I
were
like that
pissed
from the-
off that they did this whole fence sitting thing of not really telling you what side, like
Right.
not really painting them fully as conservative and liberal sides.
Right.
They kind of did this like we don't know whose side is wrong type of thing.
In the same way you thought you said
Right.
the promotion of Long Legs helped, I heard this actually was falsifying like what the movie was as a result.
Kind of.
That's what I
a
heard.
little
Some
bit.
people were disappointed because they came and they got something else other than what they had expected.
It's not like a war action movie.
It's also
right?
like
It's
from the
not, no.
journalistic perspective of things, where
Yeah.
they're not really taking a side, like you're
Yeah.
saying, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It was I don't know, it's really fucking weird that I don't know, I'm coming at it from the perspective of a photographer when the movie is essentially about
A
photographers,
woman
right?
photographer.
Yeah.
too.
Interesting.
It's about this girl that is like learning to alongside
Kirsten
like,
Dunst? Is that her
she's,
character?
yeah, so she's like a seasoned veteran war journalist photographer,
Mm-hmm.
and she takes on, without really wanting to or meaning to, this younger girl that just
Okay.
ends up being like a what's it called, like a not an intern protege,
Intern, yeah.
whatever. And it's about like the ethics of, it's like Nightcrawler for the girls.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I like Nightcrawler.
I love Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if it was a fucking war movie.
Okay.
But it
Interesting.
was Nightcrawler vibes. It was about like the ethics of war journalism
Right.
a little bit, and like how like those decisions that they're making, like, do we document this or is this wrong?
Right.
Like there's kind of that whole moral question sort of floating above their heads, I feel.
Right.
Like there's kind of that air to the whole movie. It might be a wild thing. It makes you want to fucking go
Right.
experience fucked up shit.
wow.
Yeah, like I'm like, should I do that? Should I fucking?
Right.
It's insanely dangerous.
Right.
But it made me.
People
it sort of,
do it.
It sort of adrenalized me to be like, that
Oh, interesting.
sounds really fucking captivating as an
Right.
experience. Do I want to see a war? Not really.
Right.
But it was a really fucking neat movie to
Okay.
me.
Nice.
I have heard a lot of really good
It was
things.
A24.
Yeah, I know.
Alex Garland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
I've
made,
heard.
Machina?
Ex Machina.
I
and,
know.
He
I
wrote
know.
a lot of fucking.
We love X.
Yeah.
So like yeah.
Annihilation too.
No.
Yeah, I didn't see that
I
one.
keep forgetting
He
about
also
it.
wrote.
To be honest
He was
with
a
you.
writer for 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks
Yep.
Later, 28 Years Later.
Also, that movie that I wanted to watch
And
with
some video games, Devil May
DiCaprio,
Cry stuff.
Oh,
The
okay.
Beach.
Yeah.
with DiCaprio.
I saw that.
He
on
wrote
YouTube,
the
but I don't know
novel
what
that
is.
they turned into
Yeah.
a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's
that's-
another
that's a
big
good pick.
movie that I just
Yes,
missed it. It just
same.
missed me.
That's
Like
a
it was
good pick,
another.
because I've heard a lot of really good things about that. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. So I'm glad it got some representation on the
Mhm.
the top
I
five. here.
love.
I'm just happy that I guessed that.
I
Right.
might be over. Yeah, I'm glad somebody got it. I was like, damn, nobody.
No,
In
even
April.
I-
So, as soon as you told me what month it was, I was like, oh yeah, yeah.
No,
that
I've
movie.
heard good
You
things.
have a
about
way
it.
better memory than me. I would not have been able to tell you what fucking month anything came out this year.
It was so funny
a
too. This has
long
nothing to
year.
do with anything, but people were making such a big deal that that movie came out the same week that like Drake dissed Kendrick,
Oh,
and that whole
shit.
shit was like coming out. It's like,
Right.
yo, why are they like? It's a civil war in hip hop and stuff. Like that was just like a thing.
Oh god.
Happy coincidence.
I guess I didn't even hear about that. That's funny though.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a cool movie.
Okay.
But yeah, if I can compare it to anything, I would have compared it to Nightcrawler. But
I
like,
love Nightcrawler, and I
the-
love his other films. Clearly. Like,
Oh, have you seen the last movie he made? This movie called Men. No, okay.
no, I saw that on. The
I heard. Did you see it?
Yeah.
You didn't like it.
No,
I heard a lot of divisive things about it, but I still. That's the one I missed. I missed out on that
it
one.
was okay.
Yeah, I think that was the main gripe with it. Is people were just like, you can't. There's no way to tell
Right.
whether the journalists
Uh,
are representing the
Just like the
liberal or the
Civil
conservative
War.
side. And I'm like, well, that's kind of the whole thing. They're supposed to be.
Yeah, people
I-
just want their shit
centrist.
spoon fed to them. I
Yeah.
guess is what that
Right.
criticism sounds like.
Yeah.
People don't know what they want until they see it, dude.
So it's hitting them in the face.
Well,
That's
there,
Adam Driver right
It was
there.
cool.
there you go.
Or
Okay.
Steve
there you
Jobs,
go.
sorry.
Like,
Jobs.
yeah.
Whoever said the
Nightcrawler
customer
needs
was
a
always
word, right?
right, I
Kinda like
guarantee it was a
fucking-
customer.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
exactly.
Some parts of it are just so fucking tense too. There's not a lot of music stuff to it. Like Nightcrawler, I feel like had a lot of musical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I just saw the only thing I ever saw of that movie was like a clip on YouTube with the Jesse Plemons scene. Is he only in one scene of that movie? Is that the only scene he's
nah,
in?
he's in a pretty important part of it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah, it is kind of just this
Sure.
one part, but it's
Yeah.
not like a short part.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So
All right.
that's
fucking-
oh, and the guy from I don't know if you ever watched Narcos, but the guy who played Pablo Escobar, that Wagner Mora.
he's
in him.
He's like
Yeah, he's
one of
in-
the main cast.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
There's like 4 people that are the main
Your
I-
boy,
main
PP?
cast.
I added
PP.
to my list. I am gonna watch.
he was
it
in
'cause I keep
Narcos.
forgetting
He was in the
about it.
best
Really
one, the
good.
Colombian one.
I hope I'm
That's
not
the Colombian
overhyping
one.
it, and maybe I just have a connection to it
Right.
because of what it's about.
Right.
But
I did hear the same criticisms that you brought up about it.
Yep.
But I also heard from a lot of people that it was very well done.
But that didn't- yeah,
Right.
like,
So.
that until I heard that online, that didn't really hit for me as much. I didn't feel that when I watched
Right.
it. I'm like, this.
I
is
do
kind of
think
just
it'll
what it's
help me
supposed to
going
be.
into it knowing that.
To know,
though.
I think it also made a decent run at the box office
It
too.
did.
Like for
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying
We
to
were
remember
talking
what it was
about-
at the same
Even
time.
even amongst the states literally actually being at a civil
Yeah.
war
Yeah,
right now. So-
I think the whole thing is like you see the poster of it and you think one
Right,
movie and it's
that's
probably
right.
like that's.
You want to know what's
probably
funny is that you're talking this one we were doing the top 5 the
Right.
movies right this year, and you had the one with the Demi Moore in it, and you had Blink Twice, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's 2 actors and those 2 actors, Demi Moore, and then there's one in Thing that are back into TV this year. Have moved back into shows because Christian Slater.
Gina Davis.
Christian Slater
Oh,
is
Gina
going.
Davis is also in Blink Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian Slater is going to be in he's the one that's the father of the Dexter in the new Sin. And the original
Oh,
Sin,
okay. So there you go.
right?
So I guess that gives you a little ammo for your argument of people being TV versus movies.
I'm telling you, bro.
He doesn't want that smoke with me, bro. He doesn't want
To
that.
be continued, guys. We might get that episode of the new year. Stay tuned.
If
Okay.
one of us doesn't die halfway through.
All right, let's bring
I
it
think
home though. All
yeah,
right,
I'm
guys,
knock
this has
on-
been a long night of recording. Thank you everyone for coming down and doing this here tonight. We did a bunch of pre-records here tonight, guys, but these were our top 5 favorite movies of 2024. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to tune in the new year for Julie. She's invited on some guests, and we're watching the what is it called?
Giuseppe makes a movie.
There you go. That is going to be our first.
Zach and
movie.
Miri make a porno.
Yep.
That's going to be our first movie pick of
That's supposed to be
2025
a joke, like I would
with
say.
guests
Yeah.
Miles and Nadine that will be
As if he makes
joining
a porn.
us, be joining the panel here. I'm really very much looking
Are we
forward
gonna
to
be
that.
making a movie at the time?
That's right. We're going to be making a podcast.
Basically a movie
Yeah,
or two
exactly.
or three.
Depending on what kind of movie.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
okay,
go.
Jay.
There
Take
you
it
go.
home.
All right, I'm trying to bring it home. You keep rambling. All right, thank you, everyone. These were our top fives plus our honorable mentions of favorite movies of 2024. Like and subscribe. Tune in to Late Night at the Movies, and thank you once again. Thank you to Max, Julie, JT. All right, guys.
See you
Thank
next
you.
year.
Thanks for tuning in.
Awesome.
Later.
Peace out.